All right, and we're here.
Subscranto.
We're here in Subscranto, the winding sewer complex under Scranton.
Cool.
This is how we have
Been 30
survived the
years.
dice apocalypse.
It's been 30 years since the dice bombs dropped and rolled nat 20s.
Many
with every
20s were
single one.
rolled, except in like Eric's general direction. The luck really sucked there.
Many
However,
20s were
given
rolled.
that was
You
for
survived.
explosions, it meant the Valley Vissequa survived.
Trying to think if there was any clarifications, questions, anything else. We fixed Sharut. I feel like, have you guys watched Community where they're like, we saved Garrett, and they're like, did we though?
Yes.
We fixed
I-
Sharut.
Sharut. He's about 3 feet taller now.
Yeah, we fixed Sharut, but did we though?
But did we?
At what cost?
No, it was free. It's
so
not expensive.
Noah, show all the people that you can roll a skill now. Ooh.
Dude, it's not hard.
Look at that. Look at
for
that.
us.
Yeah, it's not hard for everybody else, but Sharut just he didn't understand the numbers and the dice and the whatnots.
I totally can't roll skills now. See, like that was the bluff.
You wasted all your good dice. You
Okay.
fucked up.
Now stop.
Oh, now I wasted my good dice.
You thought I was kidding.
Well,
All right. And yeah. So, quick recap of last week's session. After fighting a couple of Dolgons, one of which got away with Dandrin's hammer, I'm sure that there will be vengeance. The group was looking at their options, and they were like, well, we can kind of go west, we can go north, we can go east, or we can go upstairs, or we can leave. I guess we can leave was always an option. And they decided we're going to go east. And so I will actually activate the map so that we can see it. They decided that they were going to go east from here, sort of through into this way. They saw a guard room. From the guard room, they went into sort of a living quarters for some servants that was like really messy. And then from there, they went upstairs. And once they were upstairs, they were examining some old statues and let's see, they were examining some old statues. They found some things that they aren't trapped. What are you even talking about? And they also fought some iced over zombies and skeletons over in this area. So they came upstairs here, came out this way, and then went in here. And
I've lost token vision.
you have? Oh, because
Yeah,
I invisibled all of you guys on this floor because you all went downstairs. So
I'm already flying over here. I can't see my hands.
they went this way, and then after that, they decided that they were going to go into this room with all this overgrowth, and they found a bunch of magical overgrowth, and then they saw this glowy thing down here, and Zaract was like, I'm going to jump downstairs. And
It
so
did.
Zaract jumped downstairs, and then after jumping downstairs, met this charming fellow.
Such a nice guy.
It's an ice troll who has apparently been here a while, named Gumghuulka. And Gumghuulka was mixing some things and talking to Zaract in languages that Zaract didn't understand, and Zaract did the same thing, and Gumghuulka did it back, and Zaract did the same thing, and then eventually Zaract spoke Orcish, and he was like, "Ah, Orkings, speak as I the Orkings," because he is educated, and speak as him the Orkings. Eventually, everybody else decided to come downstairs, and some of them did it by dropping down a rope right here, and some of them did it by flinging themselves down the stairs at Mach 5. Just bop, 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 bop.
I'm sorry,
One
I
of
really
us
liked
just
that
went down
car.
the stairs like a normal person.
Yeah, except for Tercia, who just walked down the stairs, with her feet like a person.
I tried.
And they spoke to Gumghuulka a bit. While they were doing that, Lumio sees that this room right here is a library, and there's books kind of scattered everywhere on the floor. Gumghuulka warns Zaract that if Lumio doesn't pay homage, the books will get quite angry. And Lumio picks up a book from the ground, and the book doesn't get angry, and then Lumio looks to Zaract like, "You're an idiot." And there was
I didn't say it out loud this time.
you
though.
didn't say it out loud, but there was a lot of like, "Oh, really?" And then if something didn't immediately happen, they were like, "You're dumb."
Rex is just waiting for Lumia to explode into parts so
I-
that she can get in the I told you so.
I love that I have Star Wars video games on my phone. So as I'm talking to people during my stream or in meetings or whatever, there's just lightsaber sounds going off behind me. I don't know if you guys.
Is
heard
that
one.
what that is? Because I was the last stream and I was like, "The fuck is this all about?"
No, it's because I have this game, and every now and then, like when it's like, oh, you have your energy back, it'll be like a lightsaber sound, or if it's like there's a special
Okay.
thing going on, it'll play a blaster bolt, and I'm just like, oh god, this is the audio around me.
I
'Cause I
assumed that
thought
was
you were
just
really-
like your ringtone or your text tone, because like, yeah, that makes sense. John Eric really, 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 really likes Star Wars. Yeah, that adds up.
Yeah, I mean that was probably enough.
I thought he
at least.
just casually played the movies in the background at all times. They were just on a constant loop.
I thought
Yeah,
he
I
just
also-
wanted Star Wars so bad he tried to get it in no matter how he could.
He's
So
installed. He's
you are all in your own way a little right. So as Lumio and Dillian were looking around and finding basically hobgoblin books on like homecraft and fortifications and those kind of things, Gumghuulka makes and chugs a couple of potions, gives one to Zeract, and then they start asking him, we're looking for someone. Have you seen him? And he goes, Gumghuulka sees everybody. And that's where we left off. So, let's start. I imagine this is going to be a pretty big conversation. So, we're going to skip past that real quick and go to our library boys. Who are library boys?
I'm in the library.
I am too.
So,
Oh, nice.
for our library boys, what are you all doing?
Oh, I'm gonna be real honest and real boring and say I'm tidying up the library because honestly, Lumio's had a bit of a day. He doesn't show it the same way that everybody else is because he doesn't have skin that like sags and gets all tired looking. But he's expanded basically all of the energy in his body trying to keep the rest of the party alive and has decided to consort with the wild magics to do that from now on and feels better about that. But overall, it's filled him with a sense of dread, and libraries do the opposite of that. And so he's going to be nice to the library for a while.
Makes sense. You're exhausted, correct?
No, I am one away from exhausted.
Oh, you're one away from exhausted. Okay, so I will take exhausted
Wait,
off.
how many spell points do you have?
One.
No, then you are exhausted.
Okay, so you're exhausted. So I'll put the exhausted modifier on you just in case you need to use it or whatever. So Lumio is basically at one spell point left in his body and then one spell point left in his wand, and that's about it. Yeah, you're tidying up. Are you looking for anything in particular, or basically just sort of doing that like kind of nerdy meditation that people get when they organize things?
It's more or less the nerdy meditation.
Okay.
To let my brain switch into something that is not doesn't require the upper brain functions, so
Okay.
to speak.
Sounds good. While you're doing that, Corley will come in here and she'll start like for the most part, she's just gonna get to where she can see the two of you, but she'll also like kind of examine the titles on the books that are on the ground over here and like on the shelf over here. And Dillian, what are you doing?
So Dillian has a habit of nicking things. And things that he really enjoys taking for himself are objects of power. And so this is a giant ancient library, so there's got to be something, he says to himself. And he's just going to peruse, like, he can read some Orcish. Well, he can read Orcish, and if I remember right, he can knows Goblinoid as well. He sure does. And he knows, so he'll be like going around looking Sylvan, all these sorts of, just for any sort of book that speaks out to him as kind of like, this isn't just a novel.
Okay. Give me a knowledge arcana check.
Sure.
And also,
Let's see if-
Lumio, since you're sort of organizing books and occasionally sliding them back into places on the shelf, can you give me a knowledge arcana check as well?
Sure can.
Just want to make sure this coincides to the same skill thing. And it looks like it sure is. Cool. That saves time then. And oh, it didn't do anything? Oh, it's like wigging out. Okay. Well, I'll just do it normally.
Hold on. I want to see if a similar thing happened to you.
Because I see the pop-up saying roll a dice and then it disappears.
The same thing happened to me.
Weird.
Ah.
Bluff?
So let me just.
Normal? I can make you roll a bluff. You might need to refresh.
Okay.
Because I'm able to roll your skills, and I wasn't able to roll Noah's back when Noah was having the problem. So it might just be interface and not.
It could be.
Yeah.
Or maybe I screwed it up, and then I'll just go back to how I used to do it. We'll see.
Okay.
No, it works as normal.
Dope. Yeah, Delian, you find a book. Do you speak Goblin?
I do.
All right. So you find a book that once you're like looking there or standing there and you're looking at it, the title of it seems interesting to you. The book is titled Daystar, and so there it's basically this. It's like Daystar : the
Oh, you're
arts.
typing that in
Yeah.
Twitch chat.
So the what you can get from the title is that this is a way to that their soldiers, their armies would use to blind enemies using essentially like ice blindness or snow blindness.
Like kind of how it's a whiteout with a blizzard sort of thing.
So not that. Have you ever been like out in the middle of the day after a very fresh snow that covers everything? It is just white,
yeah.
and it's like blindingly white. Like
Yes.
it's more of that. Like from the title, that's kind of what you're getting.
Oh, okay.
And Lumio, you have sort of a revelation as you're sort of like doing your own thing, kind of lost in your thoughts, and you keep putting books on the shelf, and you put a book up, and then you go to another shelf, and you put a book up, and you go to another shelf, and you put a book up, and then you see another book, and you go, oh, this one probably goes next to that first one that I just put up a second ago, and you'll like come back and go next to it, and the first book that you put up is iced over.
Ooh.
And you can very faintly see little runes crisscrossing. And you can sort of feel that docent in your chest, just kind of like tingling.
I am intrigued. My interest peaked. Let's get a closer look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check at a +2.
Ooh, someone's feeling generous.
Ooh, super generous. That's me.
Yeah. Okay, click the button. How about that? Okay.
I like how you say that as though unaware of the fact that benefits come before the detriment, the good before the bad, your med pack before the boss fight.
There we go.
Dude, that is a very pretty little design for your dice. It's very icy.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So as you get closer and examine it, you're realizing that those runes, that sort of whatever that is, and that same level of ice, not completely encased like a lot of things that you've encountered down here, but that little sheen is present on every book on the shelf. And as you look around a little bit more, you actually realize it's present on every book on every shelf.
That's not good for a library. That has to be coming from somewhere, and I sure as heck hope it's just not the area. Can I try to figure out where it's coming from?
Sure. Give me what would that be? Probably another knowledge arcana check. This is going to be kind of an extended thing as you're like walking around trying to locate the source of it.
Hold on, I think I need to refresh Foundry.
No problem.
Because I was clicking things in the popped out character sheet for Lumio, and nothing was happening.
Oh, so yeah, I had mine popped out when it wasn't working, so it might have to stay popped in.
I don't believe in it.
Okay.
If that's the case, I might need to disable the pop-out module, because I think I added that, and if it's not working, it might be interacting with baseline Foundry.
There it goes.
Okay, so I'm gonna make
that.
I'm gonna make that the first of a couple rolls. So basically, at the moment, Lumio's kind of walking around trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And just
Okay.
you're moving about. Delian.
Yes.
Yeah, you see that book. You're also seeing Lumio kind of walking around, just real closely examining various things, walking around like, got the hover fingers like he's tracing something out.
Yeah. What you doing there, pal?
Oh, there seems to be ice developing on these books where at least I believe there wasn't momentarily ago. Although it's so thin, I might not have noticed it.
Maybe-
Go on.
Maybe this is the honoring the books thing.
Oh, that would be strange. I would need to speak with Gulfka. Gulfka? I'm not super familiar with his pronunciation.
Oh, me neither.
But Gumghuulka. I'm never gonna get that from reading it.
It's Gumghuulka.
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 I'm really impressed that you were able to work that out.
I read a lot of names and I try to remember as much as I can. Anyway, but this doesn't seem to be damaging me unless I maybe by removing them from now I would feel the pain, but it seems to be more affecting the books.
Is it affecting my book, John? Or the book I'm holding? It's not my book.
So the book that I was talking about, it's on the shelf. You didn't find it on the floor. It's on the shelf.
Oh yeah, but is it got ice on it also?
Yeah, like once he points it out and you look at it, there's that sheen of ice, and when he goes, no, look, like it looks like this, and you're like, all right, little sheen of ice with a little bit of runes, and yeah, you can kind of make it out. The runes are almost like, if you ever seen just a sheet of ice and then you see that there's something behind it and it warps and it distorts the image and it's all fractal. The runes sort of look like that.
Oh, okay. Have I, like, wild guess, have I encountered something like this before in my travels?
Give me a knowledge arcana with a +3.
Sure. And then we will do that. Wow.
Yeah, you're fairly certain now that it's been pointed out to you that it's not just environmental, it's warded. And then you're looking at the shelves and the other books, and they're all warded. Like everything in here is warded if it's on a shelf.
So, thanks for pointing that out. I wasn't really paying attention, thinking ice everywhere, pretty normal. All this stuff here, look at my hands, everything, it's warded. So honor the books, otherwise something bad happens. I don't know how honoring the books. But there's probably a way to undo the wards. I don't know necessarily how to do that, but I know it's a thing you can do. Maybe.
Very probably. I would need to find its source. Where would that be? And Lumio goes back to his business.
Okay.
Of trying to find it.
Sounds good. While the two of you are looking at that, I will jump down here to Gumghuulka's laboratory. And so yes, Zarakt, and Dandarin, and Tertia, and Sharut. Gumghuulka says, Gumghuulka seeing everything here. Who looking you for? And he, like, as he talks, he just kind of, like, taps the gibbet again, and it starts swinging with the little Dolgrim body in it.
Well, there was a Tercia, how would you describe your company? Visually, I mean.
Why do you ask?
Well, troll friend says that he may have seen them. He says he sees all, and if you can provide that information, we may be able to track them down a little bit more succinctly, specifically those that we're looking for now.
I'm not entirely following.
Right. Direct has a kind of a, like, strained expression, and she says, the troll knows about what's going on here. I've asked him if he can help us find the people that we're looking for, given that we're kind of just stumbling around this castle. What do they look like so that I can ask him?
Oh, well, there's we're looking for Geralt de Thrashk. It's a half-orc female, member of House Thrashk. Pretty sure they hired me.
You've mentioned their house twice and given a scant, brief description of what they look like. Specifics, please.
He said half-orc female. You know them. They all look the same.
And mentioned House Thrash twice. I'm like, that's wonderful. It suits.
Yeah. Well,
I told you the parts that were important to Tercia.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Zarak's actually met Geralt, so she knows enough to describe her.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was just she's like faint green skin, tusks, sort of a lithe, not too tall, about 5'10"ish. Like you met her long ago, about 26 episodes ago.
Oh yeah, 26 episodes.
Yep, with the boar meat.
Yep.
So, well, Serax will relay at least that description as best she can.
Okay. And yeah, you are able to describe it, and Gumghuulka nods a little bit and starts moving this way, and just kind of as you're talking, he starts, plucking at leaves and digging in the little dirt of the pots over here to grab stuff and throwing them in the sink. And when you're done, he goes, "Smelling this woman, Gumghuulka, being she come in here few days past, not thinking she might be living still. Gumghuulka was waiting."
But on the off chance that she is alive, we do still need to try and find her.
And he starts grinding the herbs with the pestle, and says, "Walking woman, never making east side castle spear, never making Cinta, never making second floor. Few choice left.
That does help narrow it down significantly. All right, well,
side only." And he sort of shrugs a little bit, and he grinds a little bit harder, and you can actually hear that sound of the metal on the stone as he just and he says, "Gumghuulka, no westing siding go."
Why do you avoid the west side, Gumghuulka?
And it's actually for all of you who are still talking to him, if you'd like to give me a sense motive.
yes.
I'm gonna try
I
this
didn't talk, but I am listening.
Yeah.
fancy little drop down here. Does it work? It does.
I don't speak the
Oh, it
language.
doesn't. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Wait, which drop down?
The thing at the top, underneath, it's not working. That's unfortunate.
You'll have to show me what you mean after it, because if it's a thing, I might need to tinker with it.
It's you definitely just added it.
Okay.
Because I did not notice it before, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool! I can't wait to use it." It's not working. Let me see.
Yeah.
I mean, you tried refreshing?
If it's
I have not.
if it's a skill that you roll often, you can always put it into your macro bar. You can literally just grab the little D20 and just drag it in, or grab the thing and just drag it to your macro. And I just put your bluff skill on my macro bar. I can now make you just bluff. Sharut's a liar.
There's lying. Some is better than the other. So.
Yeah. So anyway, Zarakt, you're not picking up on this. Dandarin, you are though. Scared wouldn't be the right term, but he seems uneasy.
Apprehensive?
Yeah, he seems a little pensive, a little anxious about it. But I mean, from what you've seen of the way that he acts, he has a burning, boiling cauldron right here. He's not scared of the thing that most ice trolls would be scared of. So, but yeah, he kind of shakes his head a little bit, moves his shoulders, like he's tensing up, or he's trying to rid himself of being tense. And he says, "Stranging things in Westing Side. Too strange in Gumghuulka. Try the fixing. No fixing can be. Try the fighting. No fighting can be. So no Westing Side I go." And you see him grab another plant, and he just rips it out of the ground, the whole thing, the roots and everything, and he squeezes the roots into the little mixture that he's making, and he continues to grind and grind until it makes a paste. And as soon as he has the paste, he puts it into his mouth, and he just kind of rubs it on that long blue-black tongue that ice trolls have, and then he rubs it on his gums. And then for the rest of you, it just looks weird. But Eric, he seems calmer.
Did I not know what he made?
Sure. Give me an alchemy check. He made something that would basically calm down an anxious person. He made some medicine that would just let him not feel unease. Because alchemy sort of borders on magic, so he is just medically unable to feel the way that he was feeling a moment ago.
Okay. With that information, by broken, you mean deformed, correct? Perhaps something that looks a little too similar to yourself, to your liking?
Knowing, it's nothing that. And he kind of thinks a little bit, and he's saying, "In looking, More looking as you, if stretch.
Stretched, you say?
And he kind of like points his hands at you, like he's grabbing you in the middle, and then like pinches with his fingers and stretches them apart to make a taller, like he's miming out making a taller you.
What other details can you tell me about this stretched being that looks like me?
Being not, fighting, working no, talking, working no, fire, icing, lightning, working no.
Perhaps a crown as well?
I lost you there. What'd you say?
He's asking if there was a crown or some sort of headpiece.
Knowing crowning.
Can I do a knowledge check to see if I can't determine what kind of monster it is?
He is not given a lot of information. You know that he can't fight it, and that his whatever he does here in the lab doesn't work. But that's not really enough to go on.
Okay.
Like, it's one of those where I'm not going to be like, yeah, go ahead and roll, because you have no idea. Like, there's even rolling at a penalty. You have no idea.
Okay. Sure, it looks to Standard and Zoract. Just like, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Well, all the more reason to be cautious.
He hasn't switched over from Goblin, or he continues to speak in Goblin.
It's likely if the person who we're looking for is in the West Wing and this creature is there as well, they have probably passed. But this is more a guess than anything else.
Purrs and happing. And Gumghuulka just shrugs. And, you know, it's this shrug that just says, like, that's how it goes sometimes. And then he looks at you and his eyes are a little wider, like he's got good news. And he goes, Ifing ork wooming dead, no rotting. Like, huh? There's some good news. She won't rot.
Well, this is good news to some. The fact that she has passed is still not good at all.
So do they know where they are?
Sharut turns to Tercia.
Shorut believe West Wing, but
Oh, great! What are we waiting for?
There's
Let's go.
monsters there.
There's
Monsters that scare our friend here.
everywhere.
He
monster.
points to the ice troll. Was it only the one? I seem to get the implication that there was, well, maybe only one monster, but more of a something. And we know at least that a few of those things on the first floor we fought were, well, they got away and they weren't on this side, so stands to reason they'd be on the other side. Or perhaps up to the top. Either way,
Sharut believes what he's describing is more than just what we fought on first floor. He said lightning, fire, ice,
also some kind of spellcaster.
that, or something aberrant.
An aberrant spellcaster. Well, that sounds terrifying.
Sharut not know. Hard to tell.
Well, do you want to try the west side now, or do you want to circumnavigate around the rest of the castle and then go to the west side?
I don't see any reason to wait.
Very well. As good a time as any to die, I suppose. Oi, lads! And Dandrin will call out over here into the library.
Okay.
Lads and lasses, you think we have an idea where the missing party is?
And
Surprising no one, it'll be dangerous.
Corley says to you, they're examining the books. They think they have found some sort of system of gods.
Wards. Technical difference.
Ah, so you think
Okay.
you understand the mechanism by which the books defend themselves and take offense?
Yes.
Yeah, we're just trying
All
to
right.
work our way backwards, as it were.
Do you have any kind of estimate as to how long it might take?
Sure, more than a minute.
That's something.
Can the two of you give me a knowledge arcana check?
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to spend a hero point to add 8 to it.
Sounds good.
Hey!
By the way, so that everybody who is watching knows, I had good news, so I rewarded my personal good news to everybody with a free hero point.
Oh, that's right. I have 3 now.
So yes,
And
so-
200 gold.
and 200 gold. So everybody got a hero point and 200 gold. In my other game, they all
Lovely.
got 100 XP.
Oh, I see you love them more.
They probably value the XP more, sort of points of any sort. So
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. So the two of you are walking around a little bit more. you kind of get to the other side of the library, and it just keeps going. You're fairly certain that it's not any one centralized thing. There's like a series of wards that kind of play off each other in here to make sure that the books and the library is just protected. And as you're going and looking at this, Corley is just kind of like following you from a respectable, sort of safe distance.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I would expect that.
And I also, so that you all know, I drew the like anything in this area above you is where if you were on the top floor, that would be sort of the mezzanine, I guess. So like this goes all the way up 30 feet to the top, the ceiling of the second floor. This goes up to the floor of the second floor.
Okay, so yeah, that's open to the air. The
Yeah.
others are not.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, what the two of you are seeing is that this is a series of wards, so it's no one centralized thing. As you're going.
Okay.
Is there well, yeah, I think Delian would just be looking for the source and then trying to dismantle that so he can get at what he wants.
Okay.
I don't know how to role play that other than just going, yes.
So there's always trying to like disable device to disable magic traps. But like failing typically means that the trap goes off.
Yes, of course.
So up to you if you want to try it. That's usually what that means.
That's what I'm gonna try.
Okay. So
And I'm gonna spend that great gift of the hero point.
Are you just doing it at the book that you were interested in?
If there's a place that like kind of hums with the power more, I think it would be smarter to maybe do it there. But otherwise, yeah.
Based on your other roles and the progress the two of you have made, you have not found a way to disable all of this, but you might be able to find a way to pull a piece of something out.
Okay, I would like to do that if possible.
All right. Can you give me a disable device check?
Yes, I can. And
Would you let Lumio know that you were doing that
Yeah,
before you do it?
I'm not gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna be right back, and then just go do it.
Well,
No,
I mean
would
more
say so.
that Lumio would be interested to watch how the magic reacts and see if he can predict how to kind of disable the whole thing.
Then, yeah, Dillian would definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna just try to pull this book out right here.
Oh,
Obviously, trying to disable whatever I need to disable.
yeah. Lumio would get probably somewhere like right there.
Yeah. Corley is sort of behind you with the shield up and in front of her, and she goes, "Well, I'm here to see something interesting."
It's been nice knowing everybody.
I hate it when people die in libraries.
Well, one sec, checking my thing.
Okay.
Does that fill you with confidence?
So as you see Delian's body ripped to shreds, Lumio, you notice.
How do you feel about that?
So here you go, Delian. Here's the description that you get.
Cool.
You start basically like you have your tools in your hands, and you're channeling a little bit of your sort of arcane energy into them, right? And and you're like pulling on the book a little lightly, just easing it out. And as it starts to come out, you like use the tools to sort of like poke at the runes, almost like you're slicing them. And some of them actually do fall apart. But as you keep going and you're getting the book out a little bit more, and you slice a little bit at the ice, you get to a point where like something happens and it's not quite right, and you slice with one of your little tools, and then you see the runes that are on the cover of that book just kind of light up a little bit, and and in this fractal pattern, like the ones that you see in the ice, it just starts to spread across the other ones on the shelf, and the book pulls itself out of your grip and just snaps back onto the shelf.
Oh,
You have failed, but not by enough to set off the trap.
god damn. Welp, it's not good,
but not bad.
I'm alive, so I'll take that as a win.
Take a gentle step back just to make sure.
Yeah, I'll take a gentle step back.
And like as you do that, Corley kind of like, what the shit? Like jumps back, holding the shield up. You see her like hold the shield up, and you see that black energy just race up her arm, and nothing happens. Nothing happens at all.
Yeah.
And-
Libraries shouldn't be scary, Delian.
And over the
You guys are too tense.
and over the course of the next like 5 or 6 seconds, you see the glow of the runes just kind of like dim back down until they are just not perceptible. They're completely not perceptible unless you're there eyeballing it from very, very close.
Like,
Man.
how long or how far did that effect kind of travel up the bookshelves? Did they get as far as me?
About
To-
there.
Till about there. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right. So that gives me kind of an idea of how far the overlay goes.
Well, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. I don't know if I really want to try my hand at it again. I'm going to ask the GM, but he might not say that that's an okay thing to do. And in which case, that's it.
All right. Well, you do that. You talk to that figment of your imagination, who I don't believe exists. Oh, Holy Father, who art our GM. And we will totally do whatever that voice in your head says.
So,
Well,
since
son.
I failed, since I failed, I cannot really attempt it again. That's how
No, that is
things
actually
have
not
been.
true. You failed, but not by enough to set off the trap.
So I could.
You can
I'm-
try again if you would like.
I'm getting somewhat ambiguous vibes.
That's actually why I had to look this up, because of the amount that you failed by. And I was like, does this fuck him or no?
Dude, I don't like it when you word it like that.
Cool.
Dope. Let's go again.
It's
So-
actually, there.
I don't like that. Sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a way to grip it from far away?
I mean, the way I can grip things far away is kind of sudden, and just by me suddenly moving backwards, you guys aren't ready for that.
No, yeah. I was thinking, because the effect seemed to come about to shows roughly the place on the wall. If you had a length of rope that you could attach to it from larger than that away, you might be outside the distance where it could affect you potentially.
Okay. So that's a fun thought. I don't know how I'm going to remove said thing. We don't know what the traps.
Don't you have like a hook or something?
You want me to just desecrate said honor of books?
No.
Just yank it, hope for the best.
Do you want me to desecrate this bookshelf I'm stealing from?
When you
It-
put it that way, yes, I do. But I don't want you in so many words to do with the thing that you're saying you're going to do. I want you to do a thing that is very adjacent to what you're going to do.
I'm
but
just
totally
gonna try
different.
again.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna try it again.
Dope.
Use
Is there any way that I think I could assist him in this?
No. This is a disable device check. It's a trap making, or sorry, it's a
Okay.
trap
So
finding
not
check.
from
And
the
he
point
is-
of it. Okay.
He is the only person in the party that can actually even attempt this roll.
Yeah.
so I'm gonna spend yet another hero point
Do it.
and pray I don't die. Super nice.
Delian, can you give me, please, a reflex save?
Yep, sure can, man. Excuse me while I compose myself. All right. How? All right. I guess that's the way it be.
Oh, oof.
See you later. So my new character.
You take 14 points of cold damage and are now here, just iced over, as basically what happens is you start going through the same process, but you're shaking so much from the tension and the anxiety that you get it to a point and you see there's that flash of runes, and then what you experience is just a lot of snow and ice and blizzardy stuff in your face. Andy, what you see is it looks like there's just icicles. Like, normally icicles are pointing down. There's just a lot of ice spikes and like frosty fractals on the outside of this, and they just slam into him.
Don't like that.
Push him back. Delian, you end up back there, sort of just on your knees, frostbitten, and yeah, you took a lot of cold damage.
Mm-hmm.
Elena, are you okay?
Yeah, are you all right?
Did it work?
So, I don't know if you guys saw what just happened. But
Lumia
just
takes
put
the book from his hand and puts it back on the shelf.
Oh, no. He doesn't have the book in his hand. He failed.
I have it.
No, I thought that would be the dickest move. So
Oh.
Solid. Very nice.
Rule of being a dick? Will you allow it?
No, I'm not okay. I'm far from okay. This place sucks.
Not high on my return visit list.
Bury it in the ground, sort of list.
It kind of did that before we got here. Like,
And Delian just gets out. I'm
Yeah.
very near death or unconsciousness.
Corley comes in there and goes, like Frasidna's kind of looking at you wide-eyed, and Corley goes, Sharut, Delian needs your skills.
I actually don't think I can be healed by Sharut anymore.
How can that be? You've only taken my. I don't think you've had it enough times. It would have to be at least 5 from the.
Yeah, and I don't think you've healed him 5 times.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Because I'm pretty sure every encounter we've had, I've been hit
He
and
has
healed back up.
He has multiple limited ways to heal people. So like he can do heal checks on people a number of times a day, and he can use his alchemy a number of times a day.
Okay.
So
Like I'm not gonna try to fight it.
Yeah.
Also, the number of encounters we've had today has been in this day has been 3, if my memory serves me properly.
We had a rest before we came into the keep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Wait,
at
we've
most,
rested?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, no, you guys didn't have a full night of rest. You woke up. You went to the building with the ferry where you got the shit kicked out of you by the ghouls.
Yeah.
There's one.
Oh, that
So-
did happen.
Because the
he
only
fought
reason
the
why is
ghouls.
because I have a penalty to my dex because of the poison.
Yeah, so you still have the same penalty from the fight with the ghoul.
Okay,
but in
that's what I was
general, I have told Noah it is up to him to keep track of how many times he can heal people. And if he says he can heal you, I'm gonna believe him.
I can heal you because we've only had 3 combats today. So even if I've used it,
I think the
4
poison
times, that
was
should be at
from
least
the floating cape.
Yeah, which happened this morning. It's the same morning that this
Okay,
happened.
cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
All right.
anyway, yeah.
and it's
True.
been 4 episodes. I'm gonna have to go back and double check this crap. But yeah. Okay.
Again, not gonna fight it.
Lillian, come here.
You can come here.
Do you want to be healed or not?
I was just. You're gonna regret that.
And as you walk over, the troll just starts laughing. It's this real deep belly laugh where it's just tiny gnoming idiot. Never listen, gnomes. Never listen.
Oh, I see that you found the issue that that I'd identified, the one that you just laughed off as you continued to explore the library.
I ignore you.
Yeah, Jack she shrugs and she's like, "That's weird."
Root doesn't start working until everybody stops talking, and he looks Dillian directly in the eye.
Sharut going regret? Heal you?
I didn't say that. Like, anyways, you gonna heal me or not?
Sharut will,
Oh, don't worry.
not regret.
He'll heal you.
Like, I had said that under my breath. I can do Delian's voice under.
Damn.
Hey, I'm gonna regret that.
Like,
So you heal a grand total of 26 points.
Cool.
No, wait, no, my
21.
math's wrong.
21.
21.
Alright.
Anything in excess you gain as temporary XP for 4 hours.
I'm aware.
You mean HP?
Yes.
Temporary
No,
experience points.
I'm
They're
so much
temporary.
stronger. They go back.
Oh no, Sharut, I'm injured.
You think I misspoke? All right. And Dillian can, if I'm remembering correctly, Dillian can no longer be healed through that skill for the rest of the day.
Yes.
I can
you-
still heal him via salves,
Correct.
but not through that skill.
Yeah. Delian, can you make me a diplomacy check?
Sure.
Just rolling via your natural cuteness.
Okay.
Damn.
Damn.
There we go.
Okay. Well, I think Frasidna will choose to move. He's not going to. The troll walks over to you and reaches down as if he intends to pick you up and says to you in Goblin, "Coming here, tiny idiot."
Hurtful, but you're kind of large and I can't really stop you.
And he just picks you up and the two of you start moving this way. And then he reaches up and he puts you on the second floor, and then he climbs up to the second floor.
Okie doke.
So I'll get back to you in a second. Lumio, you're alone with all the books. This is probably what you wanted, maybe, because your life is mostly fights and reading. So you've had enough fights. You got some time to read. Are you doing anything else while you're in this room?
Well, now that the wards have been triggered, I want to kind of see what triggered them and if that's regenerated, because it's got a pretty obvious tell with the ice.
Okay, so you go over and like just examine the area again.
Mm-hmm.
It is automatically re-engaged.
Oh, that is advanced.
Yeah,
I'm impressed with the sorcerers from that long ago. So I haven't found anything that would be maintaining the magics that trap is feeding off of here. I guess that leaves kind of the second floor, and I know that the books go all the way up. So I think I'll go probably poke around a little bit up there then.
Okay, so can you give me an acrobatics check?
I can't. You know that I can't. But I'm going to try to roll it anyway.
Sounds great.
Because you're a monster.
Yes.
Look at that!
Yeah, like you take a step up the stairs and then you're just on your butt right there again.
Not how legs work.
All right.
Problem a lot of robots have.
So, real quick, I'm going to copy these two. Control C. And I'm going to go the second floor. All right. And, Delian.
Yep.
Gumghuulka puts you down over here, and then he lifts himself up and starts walking this way.
I'm going to follow, because it'd be weird not to.
And, he kind of like, you see him sort of squeeze by this little roped off area. Well, you're just in the second floor of the library. You can kind of see down. You see Leo walk this way.
It's very cool. I like that sort of visual. It actually plays itself pretty well.
And you walk over this way, and I believe you can see in the dark, correct? Or do you have to throw a meld up, I think?
Yeah. All I have to do is touch my head.
Okay, so you touch your head and you get dark vision as like your eyes gloss over with black.
Yeah.
And he just points over here and he says, "Going."
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks. When you said honor, I thought a certain way, and obviously I was wrong.
And he goes, "Tiny idiot."
Sure. Well, thank you, I guess.
And so you move over there?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, he lets you
I'll
walk
just
past.
like shuffle. Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, I'm frozen.
So yeah, you move over there, and then like as you're standing there, what do you do?
I'll probably do like some perceiving, maybe a knowledge arcana, like just to see if it's magically or if they're like using my rogue senses essentially.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
All right.
Nice. Yeah.
Man, I wish those were a bit earlier, but all right.
You see a trio of statues. They are 2 hobgoblins and a goblin. This one is the goblin.
Okay.
And the 3 of them, they are attired. They aren't attired like soldiers, like a lot of the statues that you've seen around. They still have the occasional like pauldron or vambrace or a shield or a spear or something like that. But it looks like their purpose is maybe a bit more academic.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's what you see when you look at them is just a trio of statues. They have a light sheen of ice on them, just like everything else in this room.
Gotcha. And then I guess I'll look at Gumghuulka and be like, so they were scholars, statues. I know I'm a tiny idiot. You want to help this tiny idiot out?
And he chuckles, and his hand reaches over, and he just sort of pushes you to the ground, like pushes you down to your knees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
And he
okay.
goes-
Do I have to say anything in Goblin or anything? Oh, you're leaving. Okay.
And he says, "Thanking them for their book. If knowing thanking, booking angry."
Oh, well, thank you, Gumghuulka.
And he just kind of laughs, and he's like, "Icing explosion, tiny idiot," and continues walking out.
Well, then, I thank I'll just go around just to play safe, like go here and here to just like, thank all of them.
Okay. And
Maybe say thank you in Goblin and Orcish and Sylvan just to play it safe.
okay. Sounds good. So yeah, you go and you just kind of like kneel and do your thing. Can you give me a diplomacy check?
I sure hope I can.
Okay. So after your action, what would you like to do?
He'll call down, assuming Lumio's still there.
Yeah,
Lumio,
Lumio is
you-
at the bottom of the stairs over here.
Okay. Lumio, you down there?
Yes.
Has anything changed?
Lumio looks around.
No, it looks like everything is exactly the same.
No, everything seems quite the same.
Then I guess it'll just make I assumed I did this whole thing.
Yeah, you went to both of them
okay.
and you paid your
Cool.
homage.
Then I'm like, well, that can't be right. Well, maybe it is. And then he'll like
Fall to his death.
no. That's what as much as you would like that.
Quit.
He'll
coward, you
hookshot
won't.
down.
Okay, so yeah, and I will put us back on the bottom floor, and so Gumghuulka climbs back down, but Delian is over there, and you hookshot back down.
And I see anything different?
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
You still see all the ice on everything. You still see all the runes on everything.
Then he'll go over and just, well, I guess this is just for me being a dumb idiot. And he'll try to take the book slowly.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of like reach out, and you kind of feel that like you pass that little barrier of the sheen of ice, and you grab the book and you pull it out, and then you have the book.
Lumio, I a grand discovery.
Oh, you have a book.
Gets right.
Yeah,
here
you
and
gotta-
slips on the ice. No.
It cracks his head open. He dies.
Why? No running in the library. There are signs for this reason. Oh, your poor broken body. Oh.
I feel like at that point, Sharut wouldn't even like turn around. He'd just like point his crossbow at Delian and just fire a sound into his brain. Get back up.
You gotta prostrate yourselves in front of the statues up on the second floor. Oh no, you have to get to the second floor.
Could you grab a few books for me?
Here, take this hook shot. Here, take this hook shot, and good luck.
You see Lumio holding it in his big 3-fingered hands, which look irresponsibly like all thumbs for some reason.
Okay, just grab onto me real fast. I swear, if you remove any article of my clothing, I've had a rough day.
Okay. Lumio will attempt to hold you as you attempt this maneuver.
Yeah, and then I just hook shot up.
Okay, you hookshot up. Lumio.
Yeah?
You are. Hold on. Gotta go back to the other map again. You're on the second floor. He hookshot you up, and he sort of drops you right there. And you see that you're on the second floor of the library. Most of these, like this one, this, this.
Come all the
Basically
way up.
everything except for this go all the way up to the 30-foot mark. And you see that you're on this sort of floating walkway, and there's a pair of trios of statues. Over here you've got two hobgoblins and a goblin, and over here you have a bugbear, a hobgoblin, and a goblin.
Basically, prostrate yourselves in front of them and just say thanks.
Lumio kneels down, and then gets to both knees and does a proper like bow, and says thank you. And I'm gonna double check the languages I have. Goblin seems the most appropriate here, so he'll use that.
Okay.
Any specific phrase or just simply thanks?
I said thanks and maybe just please don't kill me. Things of that nature. I think thanks is enough. I might have been overzealous.
Thanks. Please don't kill me. and he says it in turn to each statue, and then follows across, and does the same thing to these statues. Thanks, please don't kill me. Thanks, please don't kill me. Thanks, please don't kill me. All in Goblin, of course.
Okay.
And then he gives a once around on the top floor, looking at the bookshelves that rise above to see if there's anything here that is of interest.
Yeah. Can you give me a diplomacy check and then a perception check?
Sure can. Let me hit that diplomacy. It's not letting me do the thing.
It's letting me do it with the pop out
Yeah.
now, so it might not be on the pop out's end.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I don't think it is.
I need to maybe get rid of pop out. I'll do that after the break. That module's not.
So there's the diplomacy,
Okay.
and what was the second thing? Perception.
Yeah, diplomacy and perception.
Yay! I can still read.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to read these up here, like from so far away. Because you're like 10, you're 15 feet away from some of these, and they still have that ice sheen on them.
Delian.
But you're nice and you properly pay homage and prostrate yourself in front of the statue.
Okay. Yeah. If I don't see anything of much information here, I will go ahead and head down to the thing. And when I get to the stairs, Lumio is without shame going to sit down and scoot down one stair at a time.
Okay.
So that he doesn't kill himself.
Lumio is going to attempt to sit down and scoot down one stair at a time.
I fail sitting down. I'm gonna stand forever.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Oh yeah, 0. That's right, 0.
Okay. So before I count this against you, like Delian got you up here. You can just ask him to get you down.
There are stairs. It's a short flight.
Okay.
It
Sounds
should.
good.
What could possibly go wrong?
It's still slippery. Even giving you a bonus of I'm gonna sit on my butt, completely defenseless, slide down these. It gets away from you. It's very slippery, and you go careening into walls, and you take 4 damage.
After he hears all that sort of stuff, he just kind of shoots himself down.
Yeah, Lumio's like over here, and Delian just drops back down.
Does anyone else here speak Draconic?
Yes.
All right, you
Yes,
learned
I do.
some new swear words in Draconic.
Darud already knew him.
No, these are new because he's made them.
Oh, he made him up?
Yeah, the structure is all there. That clearly means very, very, very filthy things.
Yorsing soldier, speak dragoning words.
All of which dirty. Yes,
Word never dirty.
you're right. That was the wrong word to use. Expletive?
Exing.
That is better.
Okay, so it looks like Zoract and Tertia and Dandarin and Sharut are ready to go. Delian, you managed to steal yourself a book that can maybe teach you a technique or two at some point. Lumia, was there anything in specific that you were looking for as you were looking around before the group gets out?
What's the name of the continent to the south that the Warforges, ancient Warforges, are from?
Zindric.
So, are there any titles or anything in here Zindric related?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a knowledge arcana.
Good. Double checking. Finally, looking decent.
You find one that looks to be pretty old called Theories on the Fall of the Giant Empire.
Nice. Yeah.
Like the giant empire was the empire. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it something Yuan-Ti related? I believe it was something Yuan-Ti related.
No, it actually wasn't. What it was is from what I understand in the lore of Eberron, the giants got so good with magic that the dragons went, "This won't do," and then destroyed them.
Damn.
Aw, nuts.
Because there's this kind of like underlying thing in Eberron called the Draconic Prophecy. Like everything is prophesized. Every move that every person makes is prophesized. And the giants got so good at magic that they were able to like screw with that. And the dragons didn't like it and undid them.
That's wild.
It's actually why most of the giants are pretty stupid now. Like giants, like hill giants and stone giants and stuff. It's because their entire civilization just shattered. Yeah, that's old Eberron lore from like 30,000 years before the game, whatever. Because everything is from X number of thousands of years before. So, all right, Lumio, you find your book on Zendrick. You can always come back here and grab a couple more before you go if you want. But I would like to move it along.
Yep.
So, for everybody else, what would you like to do?
So before we head out, Sharut will probably say something along the lines of I would expect, because he's assuming that this ice troll's been down here for a long time. Long time. Same as the Sylvan that we met earlier. And he's going to say, expect an expedition of my people to come seek you out. They will likely be interested in your tale, I think.
Yeah.
And he'll be ready to go.
Okay. Gumghuulka sort of shrugs, and he goes, Gumghuulka, worrying not. Tiny goblin, no is threat. Gumghuulka have potion, protect from goblin.
Does Gumghuulka have potion that protects from cold?
And he looks at himself and looks at you, and it's that same look he gave you before, of like, it's that like look of like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And
No,
he goes,
not regular.
why would Gumghuulka need suching thing? Gumghuulka is in cold.
From what I have experienced down here, the cold can be sometimes unbearable, especially for those prepared.
And he kind of motions to his coat.
But I do understand as to why you would not need something like that. More of a curiosity, if you will.
Doesn't not having, canning prepare.
If it wouldn't take you very long, it would be much appreciated.
Harvesting, taking time. Go, return. Gumghuulka have for you. Bring for trade.
I will see what I can find that suits your fancy. Many thanks, Gumghuulka.
Fancy. Tiny idiot.
Tiny idiot indeed.
And he goes back to mixing his potions.
Yeah, and he walks away while he works. Like,
Okay.
he got what he wanted, so.
So, looks like everybody's pretty much good to go. So where would you all like to go?
Are we on the first floor or the second floor?
You are all on the first floor.
Okay, because I'm looking at the second floor.
Yeah, same here.
Oh shit! I hit activate and it just moved me. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I even comically threw Lumio into the wall. Yeah. I hit it and it just moved my little circle, I guess. Because when you guys said, "Well, I'm still on the second floor," is like, but I'm on the first. Sorry. So yes, you guys are all on the first floor. Delian drops down. Lumio rides the steps. And what would you like to do now?
The Sharut is extremely interested in this library.
We're moving
we've
past
probably-
this.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to say. We've probably lingered too long, and we do have to go find that orc to see if she's alive.
Yes. Terski's like, west side. We'll go to the west side. Doesn't know how to get there from here, but we'll go that way.
We appear to be on the...
Back to common, sorry.
Shouldn't think we are on east side. We'll be other side castle.
And starts heading in that direction.
You're heading north.
Yeah, no, but there's doors over here.
Okay.
Hep.
Door opens, and in front of you, you can see a statue that looks like it was bludgeoned down to nothing. Like it's just broken rocks.
Sneaky.
Okay. Roll me a sneaky. Sounds good.
Let's go by the statue.
I'm going to assume that Corley and Forsidna follow. And
Since I have dark vision, I can. Yeah, there we go.
yeah. Does your
See
token,
anything that way?
token
Yeah, I
not
can-
have proper vision?
I can see.
Okay.
I can see stuff now. Like
Cool.
it just took a minute.
Yeah, that's weird.
Move over in this direction.
So what you can see when you move up is another door that is closed. You also see another statue that doesn't look broken. When you went down this way, that is the direction that you originally came from. You all originally came from here, went into this room, then climbed up, then went to the second floor of this room, then came here into the second floor of this room, and then came down.
So if we're going to the west wing and we're going there in a hurry, we pretty much just have to backtrack, or we can go up the stairs and across that center room and then down the stairs, right?
Up to you which way you want to go, but you know that you can get there from the south. You don't know that you can get there.
Okay.
Like if I'm speaking to you as like the fastest way, like yeah, they might both go that way, but you haven't been to the north, so you don't know what else is there.
Okay. Sharut will relay this. Like we can either go south and to the west wing. We'll definitely get to the west wing that way, or we can go up the stairs and cross that center room, and that should get us to the west wing. Because it would make no sense to design the castle like that without a way to get down to the west wing on the second floor.
Unless it's been collapsed or something.
Yeah. Well, of course.
At this point, I think the shore path to the south is our best bet. But there were Dolgons that I believe headed this direction, and we have not seen them.
The Dolgons that you saw did not come this way. They went up the stairs right here.
Oh, okay.
So they went. What you saw was one went up this set of stairs, and then one went up this set of stairs in the same room. But you didn't see where they went from there because you didn't go up those stairs.
Right. I never saw them actually hit that point because I didn't ever go through the door.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, I was just trying to clarify.
Thank you. I'm sure that information actually just came from Dandarin, but yeah. So.
Sure.
Okay. Well, then we should proceed back that way, but be prepared for an ambush. Were we not able to cross through the main chamber?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you talking about the chamber that we
With
came in here through?
Baluste? Yeah.
Like this one or the one upstairs?
Yeah, that would be the one upstairs.
Yeah.
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 I think
we were able to cross through there from what I saw.
Okay. That might be our best bet then, if we can get back upstairs. Lumio's building
Well,
a
instead
racial
of using-
hatred of them.
If you want to get up, you don't have to use the stairs. There's a knotted rope.
Oh, yes.
Here, I'll show you.
That's an acrobatics check, right?
It's a climb check.
Climb.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a climb check.
Yeah.
Oh.
Corley,
No, the
Corley
rope-
looks to you, Lumio, and says, "Even you should be able to climb in under the rope. But if you cannot, for Sidan, I will pull you up."
The rope is a
if,
climb check.
If tears could form in Lumio's eyes, they would, and he would look adorable. But he can't, both because of the cold and no tear ducts. So he says the most heartwarming, or he says thank you. He says thank you very nicely.
Yeah. You like right after. So it's a DC 5 climb check to climb a knotted rope. It is not hard. There's knots.
Are you ready for this?
Rolls a 4.
I mean, only just.
You made it under your own muscly bits.
I feel like it took longer for me, and you all watched.
There's a point. There's a point where you're like, "I'm doing it, and you get to the top, and like Sidna and Corley are just pulling on the rope. And
Are the
That look
stairs an
again.
acrobatics check?
Yeah.
the stairs are an acrobatics check. Yes.
First you take the
Take the
stairs.
stairs.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take the stairs. You make it up just fine.
Are you serious?
I feel like he does it in front of Lumio and he takes the steps 2 at a time.
Okay. And Tertia, you make it up just fine.
I'm gonna take the stairs.
Go ahead. You shoot into a wall.
Solid.
Take 4 damage, please. So that you know the fact that it's slippery, icy, and angled makes that a harder check than the climb check.
Yeah. I just have well, fuck it. I'll climb it.
Okay.
Who gives a rat?
Give me a climb check.
All right.
There you go. Everybody's up top. And I will activate the second floor, and I will make sure that everybody moves to the activated second floor, which everybody did. Fantastic. And then I will...
What am I doing next to these stairs? Get me away from them.
No, wait. Gumghuulka, you're not here. Be invisible again. There we go.
He's just waiting for us at the top.
Hello. Welcome to Gumghuulka's shop of tasty victuals and sweets.
You must buy.
And Tertius.
No choice.
Okay, so you are all welcome to leave through the door of your choosing.
As everybody's starting to move away, Delian will go into his shadow and pull out the 3 little statuettes.
Okay.
And as Sharut's passing by him, he'll be like, "Hey, these are for you."
Groot will look at the statuettes and examine them extremely closely while he walks
Okay.
with Dillian. Can I make a
yeah.
history check on them real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, they're just little what do you call it? Effigies of somebody's family or something like. So it's like a little figure that you would have carved of, like, you know, your wife or your kid, or whatever. These are just carved out of precious stones. Oh, also, I added a mod that you guys might be able to see as, like, Dandrin is moving around,
Yeah.
or as you move
It's
around.
very cool.
The green
see
one
that.
tells you that you are within your first move action. The second one is you're within your second move action.
Oh,
When it
that's
turns orange,
Brown.
it means you can only get here if you run, which is 2 move actions. If it turns red, you can't get that far.
That's really cool. I like that.
Really cool.
So it should help for, like, actually judging how far you can go in places. Note,
And it removes a tool.
note, it's a little bit rougher here because you're on icy floors, but the icy floors only really matters in combat. Otherwise, I'm assuming that you guys are all just kind of plodding along slowly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, when you all get to here, sorry, I had the door locked just so, because I know that you guys were all really spread out. So when you get to here, Tersa, you are able to open the door easily enough. And ahead of you, you see a door.
Well, that door is west.
As they're walking, Sharut is going to say to Dillian,
Sharut appreciate you bringing these to him. Appear to be family heirlooms. Think best use for coffers of party, but to
Dark.
appreciate you bringing them to Sharut's attention.
Yeah. Well, you've been healing me quite a bit, so I wouldn't be here. Honestly, wouldn't be here if not for you shooting me with explodey health bolts and the like.
Sharut sure he have difficult time without Dillian as well.
Probably.
So, as the two of you are walking out, and Shrewd's getting paid for his doctorly services, Tertia and Zoract, because the two of you have the longest vision in the light that you have, you see to your south over this way. You see a number of closed doors. So you see with your vision at least 2. You know that one goes back into this room over here. So the other one could go anywhere. You also see a couple of doors this way. You see one on the west side, one on the east side, and then Tertia, I believe your vision is actually enough that you can see that far to the north there is an open door.
I can see that too.
I sure
And
do.
that inside that room, it looks to be kind of similar in, from what you can make out, it looks to be a little bit similar to the guard post that you saw before, that you all went into on the southeast side of the castle. And that's what you can see from where you are. The rest, everybody else can't really see this. You two are the only ones with low light vision, so you have extreme levels of being able to see in torchlight.
Well, I don't really. I figure first door I see is the best one to start with.
Okay. So you open the door?
Yep.
Open the door. What you see looks to be an icy floor. Looks to be a
Well, that's not new.
fairly small room. As you're going in a little bit farther, you see, you can kind of see through this doorway that there looks like there's some carpets. These are carpets and not rugs, because the way I'm differentiating them here is the same way it did in this map making software. Rugs are made out of creatures, and carpets are things that are woven. I don't know why that's the case, but I'm gonna go with that. So you see some
Makes sense to
carpets
me.
along with furniture that looks to be intact.
That's weird.
And as you're moving in, it is not just intact, it is ordered. It is set up as if it's ready.
There's also stairs behind us.
Yes, there's also a set of stairs behind you going down. Tertia, you see some couches and chairs. You see some sort of like dining table with wooden back chairs. You're seeing open rooms, I believe. Yes, from where you are, you can see open rooms that have beds and the beds have small little like chests in front of them, and side tables, kind of like right there.
None of which are smashed.
Nothing in here is smashed.
Tercia doesn't like this place. It's not. This is weird. This is abnormal for this place. Creeping me out.
I really like that as a DM, you can smash everything and then show somebody one thing that's not smashed, and they're like, "That's a demon."
They're all mimics. The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Mimics all made
That's a
wrong.
mimic couch and a mimic rug. And one of the favorite traps that my old DM used was a lurker above, which is basically like the ceiling is a mimic.
Uh-huh.
And then there was one that was called a cavern crawler, which is the floor is a mimic. And what happened is somebody spider climbed in, and the lurker above grabbed him, and then the lurker above grabbed him and dropped to the floor, which was a cavern crawler, which then grabbed that.
That's garbage.
I was like, wait, so you just made a calzone out of our rogue? Like, what the fuck?
And that, my friends, is where you always climb on the walls, never the ceiling.
Yeah, and so anybody that's walking by this little entry can actually see into this and see that it's, you know, the chairs are intact, the couch is intact, the carpets are ordered, like their corners are touching and that sort of thing. Can I get from everybody a perception check, please?
Perception?
All right. Also, thank you, Eric, for not asking the question.
I figured I'd roll a 1 if I did.
The question. Sharut, you're not noticing this, but Zeract, Dandrin, the two of you definitely are. You're noticing these sort of small circles in the ice on the ground. There's like a circular pattern. So the ice is still covering the ground. The ice is covering the ground inside the whole castle. But usually it's just like, you know, it's in waves, or it's been like chunked apart and then frozen back over. In here, there's like these circular patterns that where the circles sort of touch, it almost gives it kind of a scalloped feel. So you're getting a lot of like, you know, you'll have a circle and then you'll have like this because you have another circle, and then you have another one and another one, another one, and another one. But if you get it all the way back to like a corner, there's just a circle. Wow, that does not want to delete. All right, these circles get to live outside the and we're solved. All the circles on the floor just went slamming through the wall. They now live outside the castle.
Wow.
John, my dark vision doesn't seem to be working at all anymore.
Okay, well, let me check that. Hold on, I will go to your token. Like I said, I messed with some stuff, so it could be screwing up. What if I did that? Does it work now?
No.
It is not.
Anything that's dark maintains darkness.
Your vision maintains halt.
Yeah.
My eyes do not see. I see only this and nothing more.
Continue progressing towards the haltening.
Jeez Louise. That's a mouthful.
Ah, now I have dark vision.
That's really...
And it is monochromatic.
It's supposed to be. It's dark vision.
Which is super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is super cool.
I don't know why that happened, but let me know if it happens to anyone else. That's really weird. That's probably to do with me having to disable and then re-enable a bunch of the vision mods. Apologies.
Okay.
So yes. So for the rest of you, as you're walking in, there's chairs, there's tables, there's couches, there's carpets. Dandrin, the room that you see has 2 beds. It has 2 trunks that are closed in front of the beds, and it has some sort of like night table, side table, something like that.
Check out these trunks.
Okay. Yeah, the trunks are not latched. You open it up, and it is completely empty. However, can you give me a... do you have any sort of woodworking skill?
Not yet.
Okay. Can you give me a profession blacksmith at a -4?
Sure.
Yeah. You're looking at this and like it's intact. It's good craftsmanship, but it looks like somebody has kind of like Tetrised this together out of a bunch of broken parts.
So someone repaired this from what was once destroyed. And can I tell if that's the same for the other one?
Once you like really examine it and give it a good eye, yeah, same thing.
I'll check the beds out too then.
Okay. It's a little bit harder to see with the beds. You kind of have to like move the mattress off and everything. But yeah, frame is the same way. Like you can see a clear point where like parts of this have been split in half and they've just been repaired.
If anyone's wondering, this is a recreation. It's not the original. Someone has cobbled together broken pieces to restore them with fairly good craftsmanship, might I add.
Indicates being living here has
Indeed,
intelligence.
it does.
Has high intelligence and skill.
Those circles on the ground. Can Zarak roll something to a survival, knowledge nature to see if she can figure out what the fuck those are? Get an idea.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a survival check. Definitely not natural. Definitely put there or left there by someone. And judging by the pattern and the way that it's over the entire floor, the circles might not have been put there intentionally, but the act was done very intentionally.
Getting static.
Yeah, getting the hissing again.
Hang on.
I'm not this time.
Yeah,
Interesting.
It's already stopped. It's
I'm not getting any hissing.
anyway, that's what you get from that, Justin.
Well, I don't know what to make, so I won't.
Okay.
So, are you saying like we could chill here? No pun intended, but like set
Good,
up.
I was waiting for the clarifying.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could chill here. We're chilling anywhere, really.
Does the room look
Well, it might be a good place.
Sorry, does the room look what?
Does the room look used? Like, I know it's been set up and kept tidy, but are there any indications that it's seen use recently?
Give me a survival check and tell me where you're going.
Great question. We've been in this room. I would say right there.
Okay.
And then do.
You're not really able to tell. It looks like a room. There's sort of that same kind of sheen of ice on the floor. The carpet doesn't really seem to have it as much. But you're not seeing anything that goes like, this room gets a lot of like traffic or anything like this living area doesn't have any of the, like things left on tables or chairs out of place that you would associate with like a lived in.
There's no butt spots.
If used recent, according to friend in East Wing. At least something of danger here.
Hold on. Lumio.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me an intelligence check? And Zarak, could you do the same thing for me?
Yes.
Oh, yay!
Okay. Sounds good.
Doing great.
That's it. Dandrin,
And that.
real quick. A thing happens and you see it.
The bed licks its lips.
moves.
Good God.
What happens?
That bed.
Everything
I'm
turns
getting
into
it
a
ready.
The world is frozen. Time has no meaning. We're all pawns in a sick game being played.
It would be
Yeah,
funny
that's
if
crazy
that's how the mimics are healing themselves. They're just trying to cobble themselves back together.
Oh God, it's all mimics. The whole castle, it's all a mimic.
The next party won't know, surely.
One sec. I did not make a thing big enough.
Okay.
Oh, fuck!
Tertia,
It is.
do you ever think that? Do you ever imagine that we're just some players in a game run by some man named, I don't know, Eric John?
No, that'd be stupid. Who'd do that?
Sharut cannot imagine.
Before Sidna comes up behind him and goes, "Shut up, Sharut." Dandrin,
That is the stupidest idea I have ever heard.
from in front of you, very suddenly, a light turns on and starts flickering.
Must investigate. Hey, everyone, there's a light over here in the corner.
It's
Must
happy
investigate.
light.
Ha!
And
Well, that can only mean one thing.
what you see is a small sort of like stove, little fireplace.
Not a stove.
It
Oh
looks,
no!
basically, what it looks like is imagine the sort of like backyard fireplace that people keep in their backyards. So it's made of brick, but there's no roof to it, and there's just a fire going in it.
I can see that there's more light coming from that direction.
Uh-huh.
There's two of them this time. I'll pull out the bar dish.
Okay.
Fool me once. Yeah, I'll wait for everyone to get near me.
Okay.
Oh,
Sharut,
Sharut
the
pulls-
shot.
Sharut pulls out his.
It
Sharut pulls out his.
could just be a regular light. Could be some kind of stove. It's possible.
It
No
looks,
chances.
it looks like a regular light.
Once you've been inside one of those things, he'll just look at Shrewd and nod solemnly.
The
Sharut
one,
suggests you check.
the one that you were in did not have fire inside it.
Didn't have to. Shrewd climbed right inside.
Sharut, remember fire.
His nightmare of the situation is entirely fictional.
Well, because he was out.
It almost killed both of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is pure PTSD.
Sure, that's fine.
Sharut suggests someone else check. Make sure.
This is so dumb, and I know it's dumb, but Tangent's gonna get to here, and because his weapon has reach, because it's the Bardic, she's gonna stab this thing.
Okay. It's I mean, it's a fireplace. Like, you reach
Stab that
out
one,
and you
confirming.
you poke it, and you hear the sound of a steel blade against stone. There's just a little like tink tink tink.
Same thing.
Yep.
Right, it looks like they're real stoves.
One more.
And behind you, Corley goes, Orion's fucking teats. Of course they're real stoves.
You wouldn't know.
That's the last we ever heard from that NPC.
There's
You're
also
damn right it is. No,
there's also some Jakes over here. Do you want to go over and stab them too?
that's a good idea.
So what would you all like to do?
Sharut
I stabbed the
check,
toilets.
Uh-huh.
Sharut will
Uh-huh.
check this room.
Okay.
Um,
It looks
Dude.
like a room.
just a search of the room. Sorry.
Okay. What you find is 2 beds, and 2 mattresses, and 2 trunks, and a nightstand.
Alrighty. This is weird. I don't like being here. Is it the same with? It's the same with this room, I'm assuming.
Well, this room has 2 beds, 2 trunks, 2 mattresses, and a nightstand.
Fancy that.
The odds of this.
They're strangely similar. I'm confused.
How cold is it in here?
It's cold, but it's warming.
Okay.
It's warmer than those 2 fires over in the corner would suggest.
Okay. But still warmer than where we've been as of late.
This is aside from the place that you where you lit a bunch of stuff on fire and where you were with a bunch of people from the mining expedition and they lit a bunch of stuff on fire. This is the warmest place that you've been.
Okay.
What is the fuel that is in these stoves?
It appears to be sort of like petrified mushroom stalks. So it's not quite wood, but it is burning.
Is there more fuel in the area?
No, you don't see that.
What it is? I'm looking over at this wall here.
Yeah,
Are these levers?
those are arrows.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like target practice.
Yeah, or more to the point of being arrows. They're like it's kind of a collection of stuff. There's a couple of arrows. There's like 2 arrows. There's a couple of darts. You'll actually see a dart or 2 just on the ground over here, and like one of the ones in the wall is knives. It's just a bunch of various pokey ranged things.
There's a bunch of pictures underneath each arrow. There's red yarn pointing to each one.
It's all connected, man.
Sharut, not sure why they have Star Alaska connected to Orc. But
And actually, give me a perception check there, Sharut.
How's a 12 sound?
You know what?
Oh,
Sounds
that
great.
sounds so good.
You saw some stuff
Fucking
over there, and you're in a room, and the room's a little warm. Things are going good for Sharut.
At least it's warm.
Yep, could be worse.
appears some sort of targets over here against wall. Do not
Mandarin.
think anything in room.
Have you tried to light a? Yes. Have
Yes.
you,
Dwarf fight?
have you tried to light a fire down
Wait,
here?
What? No. Is it being suppressed?
I don't know. It comes to mind that the last time we started one was when we utilized the feather token of Shrewd.
But before that, we had a fire going in Tertia's little encampment.
That's right. Where's Tercia?
We've also already
Dead,
used that
probably.
token.
Sounds about right. Tercia's in a different room.
We found her.
Checking the bed, like
Checking the bed for what?
to see what it feels like, basically.
It feels
Is
all
it
right.
frozen over?
So it's a little stiff in terms of how can I put it? It's a little stiff in terms of the actual construction of the mattress. It's not really frozen over. There's not that same kind of like sheen of ice on the bed.
Not damp. The pillow, the blankets still feel like blankets, not
Yeah.
cardboard.
Yeah, like the blankets don't feel like they were turned into an absolute sheet of ice because somebody got them wet and left them outside.
Well, this is a nice fallback spot, I guess. But it doesn't look like there's a whole lot.
Yeah, she just lays down on it.
Okay, it's a bed.
This is. I really want to stay here, but we can't.
No, it's very cold,
It's not as cold. The beds aren't ruined.
but it's not.
Sharut suggest we find
That
who we are looking for.
that's what I'm talking about. We need to do that first. Then we can come back here.
Or we could just leave.
Yeah.
Best go downstairs.
I would prefer
Yes.
to leave.
Well, this has been cool. I'm glad we found it. I guess we should get going.
All right, I'll dump out the oil. We'll burn this place down.
Oh, that seems a bit extreme.
No
That would
mercy.
take too much oil.
You're
There's
not
there's
using it right.
staircase right here. So
We should
There you
definitely
go.
take that staircase.
No, says Lumio.
There's a staircase over by the fires that's probably thawed out and not going to kill us.
was
there?
there?
Sounds like
staircase over
coward talk to me.
There is a staircase over by the fire.
No, it sounds like a trap. Let's go up these stairs.
Down?
Dandarin will take out his. He'll take one of his climbing poles out
Okay.
and on a rail,
Okay.
climbing poles.
Yeah,
And,
I understand. You guys can do everything that you want to try to get past this acrobatics check. It will not happen. You will be making it.
I'm getting a bonus is what I'm doing, John Eric.
Sure, but
Don't tell me I can't get a bonus. I need that bonus.
I need it.
I need that bonus.
Says rolling a 19.
Uh,
Hum dum dum dum.
all right, Zarak, you're walking around. Are you looking for anything in particular, or just completing the map?
While they're fucking around setting up elaborate devices, she's gonna do a quick sweep of the detect magics.
Sounds good. You're not necessarily picking up anything. However, can you please give me a perception check?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Possibly.
Don't say no. That would be bad. Nice.
Zarak, you notice two things. That circular pattern that you saw on the ground doesn't exist here on the in the on the ice on to the sides of this rug. And it doesn't exist in this room where you open the door. And then when you sort of notice that and you look at the stuff in this room, it is repaired, but this room isn't sort of to the same degree.
Huh. Okay. Does any of this read as magical?
I'm sorry, does any of this what? Oh, detect as magical? No.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope. Nothing's detecting as magical.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. And then I
She
will
closes this door again.
I will copy everyone, take them down to the floor. But
I'm not going down.
You're not going down that floor?
No, I'm not going down the stairs anymore.
Okay.
Until I absolutely need to.
Sounds good. So you're just hanging out while everybody else goes down?
Yeah. I might sneak around up here, but very cautiously.
Okay. And Delian, what are you doing?
I'll chill out with him. He's
oh.
seen the plights.
Okay. And yeah, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and break for a break because we've been doing this for a bit. But we'll be back at, let's say, 9:20. Stupid stairs. Fuck them. So we'll be back at 9:20, and I will see everybody then.
Yeah, it's automatic.
All right.
Wow.
Hello, my spoon-shaped casings full of jellied meat. We are back.
No, undo that one.
Wait, it was jellied meat. It's been
Okay.
jellied meat this entire time.
No.
He's undoing it.
God, no.
No. It is the jelly has to change, but this time it's jellied meat. Okay, so I'm gonna move everybody back over to floor, I believe. And hold on real quick. I gotta gather some folks together. All right. So Lumio is staying and Delian is staying. So I'm gonna make you two invisible and Zeract, Shrewt. I'm gonna copy, paste. Everybody should be able to see themselves right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty. Yeah, we have a trip down the steps from everybody involved. Tertia, Dander, Shrewd, Zeract. Yep. So everybody comes down the steps into, what looks to be a gathering place of sorts, almost like a pub or a tavern. What you're seeing is essentially a lot of chairs of various kinds around tables. There's carpets everywhere, and it just seems kind of comfortable. As you're standing there, you see this happen, where the lights just kind of turn on, and those fires are now lit.
I like it. We're being watched.
They are lit. We do not need to be lit quite that bright, because the weird thing about color intensity here is that shit stacks. So yeah.
Hang on, I want to see if this works. Does it work? It does now. Yay, cool.
What did you do?
Oh, I was trying to use the buttons at the top to do some rolls and stuff.
Oh, still don't know what you're talking about, but cool.
I'll crop it, send it to you. But yeah.
So yes,
Something
as you're all standing there, you see you see a couple of the fireplaces at the far end of the room just kick on. What would you all like to do?
That's bullshit. I'm gonna detect magic.
Okay. Just pointing at those?
Yeah.
Okay. No magic.
What the fuck?
And then the one next to you kicks on.
He turns immediately and stares at it while detecting.
Seems to be fire.
Nope.
Ah, I see. We should run.
Door locked.
And we try a different door.
Oh, no, wait. Did you reach out and try the door?
I did.
So the proper way to do that is say, John, I'm trying the door.
Sorry, I just wanted to press the button.
Yeah, don't.
John, I tried the door.
Because, like, if the door is trapped and you go and you hear the sound and I don't know that you tried it, I can't hit you with it.
Roger Dodger.
So, yeah, the door opens. You can see into what looks to be a fairly clean kitchen. Tertia
It's here.
and Dandarin and Tertia and Dandarin, please give me a perception check. Shrewt and Zeract, the two of you can make the same check. It's just made at a -2.
Perception, you say.
I'll be bright in here.
Nope. Sherwood is distracted by the oven in the kitchen.
There is an oven in the kitchen. In fact, there are a number of them.
This elicits a fear response.
Also, something that you notice about the ovens in the kitchen is that they seem to be in use.
Like, stuff is being made on them?
Yep. Tertia, you see a mug right there. Like, it just appears. It looks to be gently steaming. It's a like basically a pint glass with a handle. You're fairly certain it wasn't there when the lights originally turned on, but it's there now.
Did anyone put that mug there?
What mug? No, I didn't. Fosidna? No, it was not me.
Dandarin.
Looks like
I see.
Dandarin has
The
burned.
silence of the guilty.
Dandarin has burned.
I'll pick it up.
Okay. It's a mug of some sort of hot liquid.
I'll sniff it before trying it, I guess.
It smells very earthy. And do you try it?
Yeah.
So what you end up trying is basically like a beer, but it's a very earthy beer. Like it doesn't really have many motes other than this taste kind of like dirt, but alcoholic.
It's like a root beer.
But it's warm.
As compared to what?
The
Said
rest of the
disembodied
place
voice.
we've been in.
Oh yeah, it is delightfully warm.
She'll just down it. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
she's been cold this whole time. She's ready to not be cold anymore.
yeah, it's
Well, that was probably a mistake, but I feel better. So, all right, let's try this door.
Appears in some sort.
all right.
No, a
Sure.
mug appeared out of
The
nowhere.
door in front of
and
you
I drank it.
closes.
Okay.
Narut, not close that door.
Some bullshit is going on here. And Zeract believes she's strong-willed enough to see through whatever bullshit is happening. And she's going to try and focus and disbelieve.
Okay. Give me a will save. Shrewd, you open the door. Can you give me a perception check?
Yeah.
All right. Zoract, you go like, all right, this has to all be an illusion. And you open your eyes, and you're still in a pretty warm room. It's got some fireplaces, and you see Tertia just kind of like taking the last drop out of that mug. And Shrewd, you open the door and you look inside, and there's, there's the kitchen, and then the door shuts.
Shrewd will open the door again and say,
Anyone in charge of inn?
And nothing said to you. You kind of hear some sizzling from something over here on the stove.
He'll try and goblin and walk into the room. Nothing, huh?
Nothing.
Walk in the room. That's a goblin.
Tertia and Zoract, can the two of you please give me a perception check?
Absolutely.
Very focused on this warm feeling I'm experiencing right now.
Wow, that is really bright for you guys. I am sorry that it's so yellow. I didn't realize
okay.
how bad it is, because it's nowhere near that bad for me.
It's really pretty obnoxious. It's okay.
It's like the sun just kind of turned on in this room.
Yeah, I think it's due to low light stuff. So
Probably.
Maybe if I make some of these a little bit less, maybe that helps a little. I don't know. Not really. Jeez, it really doesn't. So basically, what your guys' vision does is it doubles the range of everything. So right here in the middle, all of the light sources are touching, and they're all stacking to make that piece as like ridiculously bright as possible.
Here comes the sun.
Anyway, Zoract, you notice that there's a steaming bowl right here.
No, she says this is bullshit. Something has to be happening, and she's gonna walk over and try and cover this door.
Okay.
To see what happens here.
Sounds good. So while that's happening, Shrewd and Danner, the two of you are in the kitchen. Can the two of you give me perception checks?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Shrewd is still terrified by the oven.
All right.
And Dandrin hasn't said he's back yet.
He hasn't said he's back, but he's moving his dude. So he's either moving his dude enough to play or not. I don't know.
His son has decided to use the computer.
Oh no!
His cat.
Oh, no.
His cat is moving his token.
Yeah, and it's weird because we can definitely hear his keyboard.
You're all
too.
having scenes. You're all having scenes.
But he's like talking to you and asking for rolls and stuff.
What I just heard him say
I've
is,
only heard him ask for Sharut and Zoract ever. I did not hear him call for me to make a roll, so it might have cut out.
Oh, no. Dandrin and Sharut, please roll perception. And then Sharut did. Okay.
Attaboy.
Dandrin, you heard like a clank from over this way.
We're not alone.
Sharut need light. Will not be able to see around corner.
You have dark vision.
Well, does it extend? Because I'm seeing the light go to here, right? So that means this is not.
Is it
doesn't
not
extend my
black
vision.
and white for you?
Is it? Yeah. Is it not for you?
Oh, he might be having the same thing that happened to me happen to him.
Yeah. Are you not able to see?
I can't see over here. So.
And you can't see Dandrin, who's standing there in the dark. Okay, 1 second. I will update your vision again, because it seems like your vision is not cooperating. I will try the same thing I did with Dandrin. Can you see now?
Ah, there we go. I can.
Okay, apparently, to get dark vision to work, I have to use 5th edition dark vision, because the Pathfinder version of dark vision is not working. So anyway, the two of you, you see more kitchen that way.
Where did the noise come from?
It looks like it came from a pot that's over here on the ground.
Go examine it.
Okay. Looks to be a pot.
Where was it? Was it just up here?
You don't know. You know where it is. It's on the ground.
Is there anything in it?
No, it's just an empty pot.
Sharut not like this place. Too tighty.
And opens this door.
You see Zoract. Zoract. It's been Sharut the whole time. Get him.
She tackles him.
Gets him.
Tackles him. Sharut, as you walk out looking past Zoract, you see a mug and a bowl right here. Both kind of steaming.
You put those there?
He points
No.
towards the mug and the bowl.
That's what I've been trying to determine this whole time. I don't know what's happening here.
We should leave. This place is haunted.
Agreed. Zoract is going to turn and go to the stairs. Like, fuck this
I don't trust this place.
Okay. Sharut, as soon as you step outside, the door shuts. As you guys are walking over to where Tertia is, can you all give me perception checks? Dandrin. Ooh.
There's nothing here. We should just go. John, what do I see?
Dandrid, you see 4 mugs, all steaming, placed right here, along with a small basket that has this slice thing that you probably recognize as like some sort of like fungus bread or fungus cracker. And they're all placed there, and it looks like a small person who is probably about a foot, maybe a foot and a half shorter than Sharut, sort of like sets them there and then scampers off this way. And just as Zeract comes around the corner, that thing moves into the kitchen and shuts the door. And the door shuts.
There's a creature. I saw it. Scampered into the kitchen. It's tiny, about a foot and a half shorter than Sharut.
Shorter than Sharut?
He opens this door and looks for a creature matching that description.
Andrew, don't tell lies. No one is shorter than Sharut.
You don't see it.
It said the 4 mugs here, the fungus bread. Oh, it scampered
Keeps
back.
looking. Keeps
the door.
looking. He walks through the kitchen again, opens the door.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. If the last one didn't do it, yeah, that's not going to do it either.
All of the pots are in different places. Some of them have been transferred over to other places. You see that on here, it looks like something was sort of like chopping at like stalks or caps or vegetables of some sort.
Sharut's tired of game.
Some of the drawers that were open when you went through the first time are closed, and some of the ones that were closed are open.
Is there fuel? Like, there's wood near the stoves, right?
Yeah.
Sharut's gonna take a bunch of it and toss it into the stove and get it really going.
Okay.
To kind of speed up the pots.
Okay.
And then he's gonna stand to the side.
Okay.
And he's gonna wait and watch.
Okay. Sounds good. While Sharut is doing this, are the rest of you doing anything?
Dandarin is going to take off his Bardish. He's going to activate the limning effect. He's going to just start gently tapping it in front of him, basically making fairy fire that kind of spreads everywhere he touches.
Okay. Yeah, you're tapping the ground, and the ground briefly glows for a second and then stops.
And just basically using that to kind of like see if that illuminates anything that shouldn't be there, odd shadows, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Tercia opens the door.
The door into the hallway?
Mm-hmm.
It's a hallway.
Yep.
Yeah. Sharut, what you see... Actually, give me another perception check to see this as it happens. Okay. You see basically a little cloud of, like, ash and smoke over here. Pretty small. It only really fills, like, this little area. But it starts to fill that area, and it's you basically just can't see through it. It's a cloud, and when the cloud goes away, the fire is back to a regular sized, and the things that were on the burners directly above the fire are now moved to other burners.
I as a player don't know if I have any knowledge checks that would help me here.
You can give me a knowledge history. No, you have no idea. Hold on. While you're doing that, Tercia and Zeract, what are you doing? Yeah. Tercia, you open the door. You see a hallway in front of you. The hallway looks like it has a blank wall directly in front of you.
Okay. Tercia's gonna call like, what are you guys doing? Let's go. The person we're looking for isn't here.
We'll be back to solve this mystery later.
We can do that.
As soon as you
But
guys
right now, we
leave,
have
the
a
door
job.
shuts.
Yeah, Zerax is fucking out. She's done. She doesn't like what's going on here.
Someone was nice to me, and I don't like it.
As he's standing at the doorway, Sharut fires a bolt into that door.
Okay.
He's frustrated.
You fire a bolt into the door?
Just a bolt into the door, and then he leaves.
Okay. Yeah. You guys come outside. Corley and Forsidna follow you. Corley's got a mug in her hand and is munching on some bread. Or sorry, Forsidna has a mug in her hand and is munching on some bread.
I wonder if that was the thing that Gantha was afraid of.
I hope not.
I think so.
That'd be a real stupid
He
thing
said
to be
he
afraid
couldn't
of.
fight it. Well, he said he couldn't fight it, said he couldn't magic it, so it would make sense. It's an unknown presence that does things around you when you're not looking.
An unknown presence that provides warm food and drink. You're right, that's terrifying.
Yes, it lights fires all around you. What do you think an ice troll would think of that? The ice troll, that's an attack.
Friend spoke of lightning and ice and fire.
We saw fire and we didn't do anything, I think, to piss it off enough to warrant fire and ice.
I'm not going to argue with the gift horse of a very warm drink in the middle of a very cold dungeon. Or, excuse me, castle.
Reasonable, I suppose, from one perspective.
All right, so it looks like you guys are moving north.
Word.
Yes.
All right, so if you're going to be doing that, I'm going to move over to the other crew. 1 second.
It looks like Travis is out for the night because of Comcast.
Yeah.
So I'm fully capable of just skipping to next week if that's cool. Otherwise, I'm just gonna kind of poke around out here, move down the hallways or up and down the hallways.
Okay.
And
I mean,
and
I'll
doing that at
mupp
safe.
it around Delian if Delian's not here. So like, yeah. So you go out in the hallways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Game paused.
Sorry.
There we go.
So
So
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that he is stealthy, and I don't want to like interrupt his stealth. I'm willing to like be the target and slowly like open doors and things like that.
So he
so that
goes.
he can.
He would say
Yeah.
like, "Well, how about I make sure that neither one of us is the target? Can you see in the dark?"
Not at all.
Okay, just hold on to me. And he like,
Okay.
uh,
And I'll like hood my lantern or turn it off,
yeah,
whichever's easier.
and he will stop radiating light and instead radiate darkness.
Ooh.
And he goes, "Okay, there's the door across the hall, and then up ahead, Tercia and Zarak said there were a couple more doors. You want to move up there?
Yeah.
Just be real quiet." And
Lumio will attempt to do that.
and he you move over a little bit, and he kind of like works on this door, and he opens it up, and then he will remove the little sphere of darkness from around him so that you can see. Good stealth check.
What I got?
And he goes, "Okay, in here is that room with the ballistas, but it's, I guess, the southern door.
Okay.
So what I can see from here is there's a door at the end of the hall, and then there's 2 doors on the west side." And he points right here and right here.
Okay. I think we really have any interest in that room unless we want to fight whatever may be lurking below. So let's go to the one closer to us.
Okay. And he makes it dark again, but you guys just go across, and he's going to
Synchronized.
do the Delian thing and search for traps. And he goes, "All right, doesn't look like it's trapped." And then he kind of like looks at the handle, and he goes, looks like it was clawed a little bit, so maybe it's locked." And then he tries it, and it isn't locked. It opens right up.
What do you see inside?
I see it looks like a rug and like a statue, or like, I don't know, maybe like an armor rack.
We assume the statue is magic or animated in some way. Oh hey, it's a Rogan Roboto. Can you hear us? Maybe. No. If we assume that statue is magical, is it worth trying to search that rack?
Well, what he's saying, like, at first he thought it was a statue, and then he gets like, it might just be an armor rack. Like, like he
okay.
mistook the statue for an armor rack.
Do I tell you, I'm looking for something to help support my weight. Maybe like a spear or some long weapon like that. Do you see any of that on the armor rack?
Hold on. And you see him reach up and sort of it sort of looks like he pulls his fingers across his eyelids, but it, like, his eyes remain open, but you do see like a curtain of darkness just roll over his eyes.
Oh.
And he goes, "I'll go look. Give me just a second here."
Okay. And Lumia does his best to be still.
All right. So
Hey, can you guys hear me?
yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
What's
I
up?
had to do was start messaging how angry I was, and then it all fixed. So that's kind of cool, I guess.
All right. You and Lumio are exploring the second floor while everybody else is exploring the first floor.
Be right back.
So you have just cast a veil of darkness over your eyes, and now you can see into the room.
I'm just loading in now.
Sounds good. I'll give you
Sorry
a second.
about all that.
No, it's fine. Like, internet issues suck for everybody.
Okay. Cool. I see it. So I see into the room. What do I see? I have to play catch up.
No, you're good. So what you see into the room is a black carpet, which you can kind of tell from Lumio's light. There's a black carpet right there. It also looks like there's statues. You saw that one, but then as soon as you like put the meld over your eyes so that you can also see that there's that one and numerous other ones.
Yeah.
What it looks like is racks of armor holding armor that are all in various states of disrepair.
Kind of like an this armory, or this could all come alive. I don't know.
Yeah, I am also worried about that. But I was looking. You said that there were some weapon racks, and I was wondering if there might be a pole arm of some kind there, or a long weapon of something.
Oh, I guess there's one way to find out.
Okay. So how far in the room are you going?
Like when he sees a weapon rack, he's gonna try to stay as close to the wall and go toward like if he can see a pole or something on a weapon rack, that's where he's going. But he'll try to stick to the wall as much as possible.
Okay. Go ahead and give me. I already rolled your stealth.
Okay.
Or did I not?
I don't know.
I was about to roll your stealth. So give me a stealth check
perception.
and then to go with your perception check.
Okay, doke. Here's my stealth and my perception.
All right. So yeah, I'll move you around a little bit so you know what you see. Over here,
Thanks.
you see a weapons rack that has some stuff. But again, they're all in various states of kind of disrepair. Like you can tell, like some of the wood is rotted just with time.
Yeah.
The blades look, iced over or rusted over. But you do see a couple of like crisp blades. You see some adze, you see some axes, some mattocks, and a couple of chains that are linked to rotted wood that might have been flails at some point.
Yeah.
And then as you're moving around a little bit more, kind of more of the same in this area.
Is there any indication that, like, do I hear creaking of armor, anything like that, to give a indication that this stuff's like looking at me or following me or sentient in any way?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But yeah, so like all of this stuff looks to be much the same as the other rack, and then from where you are now, you can kind of see the whole room, especially with like once Lumio moves in, so that it lights up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And you can see that there's a couple of big blades. They look very iced over and just they're on the ground, and these blades are as tall as Lumio, like more than being as tall as you. They're as tall as him. Like they're great swords.
Yes.
But off on this rack, you do see a couple of longer weapons.
Okay. That's probably where I'd go.
Okay. So you head over there. Go ahead and go that way.
Okay.
Hey, John Eric.
Yeah.
How do you like wild magic searches?
I mean, I'm fine with them. What are you doing?
Okay. So I want to drop a totem of shared sight right in front of me, just inside the door.
Okay.
Which allows me and my allies to share perception, so I can see everything through each other's eyes and hear through each other's ears. Anything visible to one is perceived by the other, and so on. But I don't actually have that totem, so I'm going to need to do that plus 100. So it's 110 that I'm rolling against.
Gotcha.
Because I think he's far enough away.
But it only affects the allies that are within the area of the totem, correct?
Right.
So if he's outside of the area of the totem, won't you not benefit from it?
I'm talking about the area of me potentially turning him inside out or some other thing that wild magic could do. You know, those little those sweet nothings.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure. But what I'm saying is, like, if you have a 60-foot radius where you can see out of Dillian's eyes, and Dillian's not in that radius,
In 60 feet, it would be.
can't you not see?
That is correct. But
Right.
I'm only worried about at least at this point, the wild magic effect.
Sounds good.
Hurting him in some way or
Okay.
causing him some trouble.
So you're gonna put that in this square right here,
I was thinking this one.
in this one right here.
but-
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I will draw it real quick. Give me just a second. I will make it a bit less pain.
Red.
And then I have look at this new thing I have. Collision with walls. True. And so now
Ooh.
it doesn't collide with walls, which
Oh, that's cool.
which I think is
Yeah.
pretty dope. So That's 110%. Can you roll a D100 for me?
Well, looks like I might trigger an effect.
You're definitely going to trigger one effect. Can you roll? So we now actually have tables for Lumio to roll on the on his wild magic. So can you roll on the War Sphere wild magic?
See what happens.
The casting time increases by 2 steps. Okay, so you spend like a full round getting this thing out. You're like, all right, I'll just put this out, and you're doing the like Kamehameha thing where you're just like circling your arms over and over. Okay, so while you're doing that, I'll go back over to Delian. Delian, you have made it to this rack, and you see a couple of different polearms. And again, like it's mostly long bits of kind of rotted wood, and with a spear or an axe head, or with one, it's really weird. It's a long bit of wood with a flail at the tip. Like it's a threshing flail like you would use for farming, but it's clearly been used like for war.
Interesting.
But can you give me an appraise check, please?
Sure, I can do that. Yeah, just need to open that tab back up. And appraise, you say?
Appraise, I say. Jesus.
How about that for appraisal?
One of them really catches your eye as being in better condition and thus probably worth more than the others. And basically what it looks like is it looks like a iron shod staff. So like it's a staff that has iron caps at both ends.
Oh. Okay.
But there appears to be some sort of like mechanism towards the what you would consider to be the top end that if you move it, it will allow 3 blades on the side of the staff to sort of stick out past the top of the staff.
Oh.
So it kind of turns it into a trident, but it's not quite a trident. Like if you were looking at a trident from the top, a trident is it's this, and then you have line, and it's this, and then a line, and it's this, right? Like that's how trident blades go.
Yeah.
This is more like you have the staff, and then there's like a blade here, and a blade here, and a blade here.
Oh, okay.
So it's less a trident and more almost like a fishing spear.
Yeah. So it just gains almost. It just becomes a javelin at some point, but
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But that one is in much better conditions than the other ones, and you know that typically something that's in much better conditions that's very, very old in a ruin like this usually means it's a little magical.
Yeah. So I'll try to take that, and if I do, I will drop it in my shadow.
Okay.
I can have my hand. Nice.
Sounds
Very
good.
cool.
You grab it and you drop it in your shadow, and it just goes and goes and goes and then disappears.
Yep.
All right. And is there anything else you'd like to do in here?
Escape. I would like to escape.
And now I run. Okay, so you start heading back towards Lumio?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm probably still following the same, like, I don't like black art like this. Avoiding that whole thing. And
okay, sounds good. So yeah, you get back over, and then you, once you're like here-ish, you get this weird feeling of almost kind of like watching yourself move.
Oh.
And then when you get to here,
totem done.
You're able to
now
see.
I can see.
You're able to see somebody seeing you.
Hey, so, I look handsome. Just gotta say, like through all this nonsense, I still together really well.
And I look like shit.
Hey, you said it. Me.
You should feel free to tell me about those things.
I didn't think you cared about your appearance much.
It's more that I'm dangerously close to losing my life if things go badly.
Well, I know something about that. Anyways, I found this for you. And I reached back into my shot. Has Lumio seen me do any of this?
Before? No, you were too far outside of the the bounds for him to actually see what happened. He saw nothing.
Yeah. So like I don't even think in any of our friends have seen this. So Delian just reaches to his shadow and clown car pulls out a giant staff.
Oh, fascinating. For like the briefest of seconds, Lumio's like, "Oh, this is a new weapon." Then he realizes where it came from, and looks at Delian because it clearly is twice as long as he was, and was he? Was he dragging it behind? No, that would be too late. And he like starts trying to circle you to try to figure it out, and then realizes he's being a little bit loud. When we have time, would you explain how you did that thing?
Sure. Long story short, lots of pockets. You can that.
Okay, neat. Anyway, he looks at the thing he's just been given.
So you reach out and you grab it?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me a will save, please?
So...
What if it was the Bane construct? That would
Give him a Bane construct spear. There you go.
that'll be just in case.
Will save, right?
Yep.
There we go.
Oh,
you.
man.
Wow.
All right.
Steve is starting to hate me.
So, Travis, Deline does not see any of this, but
Okay.
Lumio,
Mhm.
You are on a battlefield. You hear the raging of armies all around you, people shouting orders, the sounds of steel on steel and steel on flesh, and screams of the dying. And you raise a hand into the air, and your hand is the wood of your arm is sort of blackened wood. It's a very, very dark treated wood, and the plates are all just this wonderfully burnished copper. And a lightning bolt just hurtles down from the sky and slams into your body, races over your body, and you shoot it out. And then you shout like, "Come on, men, we can take them!" And a bunch of Warforged and a bunch of humans just go, "Yeah!" And they raise their arms up, and you see somebody like stand up with a banner of the Styrian flag, and your army starts sweeping forward. And then that just kind of fades, and it's instantly replaced with you on a dais, and you're kneeling in front of the queen. This is Queen Danel Queen Danel Irwinarn, the former Queen of Seir, and she is affixing to you via a pair of straps a commendation, and it looks a lot like the Seiran flag, but the colors are inverted. So it's kind of a green bell and crown on a golden field. It's a very high like Seiran Medal of Honor kind of thing. And she says, without your help against Karnath, we would have lost so many to their undead abominations. Thank you, Lumio. You have truly shown just what we were lacking in terms of leadership, and truly shown that you and those like you can rise to be the best in any field they set their minds to. The Crown thanks you. Seir thanks you. All of us thank you. And you stand and you raise those black wooden arms with the burnished copper plates, and everybody just cheers for you. You see a host of people, a host of Warforged cheering for you. People are raising their weapons in their hands, and then that image is just slammed out of your head. And it's replaced by one that's just full of pain. You're on the ground, and you keep reaching for the lightning, but every time you do, at the last moment, something blocks it, and it's just another whomp in the back of your head, or a whomp to the side of your chest. And you look up, and you see some of those commanders whose men you led into battle, and they're still wearing their livery, their Seiran official livery. And one of them, just this kind of smarmy noble with this huge mustache, looks down to you and says, "Artificial trash. You'll never show us up. I don't care what the queen says. I don't care what any of them say. We made you. We bought you. We can break you." And he raises his axe for a killing blow, and at the last moment, he kind of decides against it, and he just jams it into your temple. And the world goes black, and that memory just slams itself out of your head. Another one comes rushing in, and you see yourself moving aside rubble. You're reaching out, and you have these like dangerous looking accoutrements on your arms. Your arms are, oh man, they are the nice, just this like wonderfully brown wood, and the spikes on your knuckles, you cannot wait to use them on one of those organic pieces of trash that would tell you and yours that you don't deserve your own homeland. And your reaching down to move aside the rubble and move aside the rubble. And there's others that are working with you. And they're all Warforged.
Mm-hmm.
And you're moving the rubble, and then you see it, and it looks like there's a little sort of copper ball on a metal seal. The seal being a circle about 6 inches in diameter. And there's this sort of like almost tubing, just this delicately crafted, intricate, and enruned tubing coming from it. And you can see that it's attached to something or someone, if you're honest with yourself, but you can't really make it out who. The rubble is just too thick, and the rubble must have done this one in. And you have a weapon, much like you have this weapon that you're very close to. You're named for it, and you start using that weapon. It's this 3-tined spear to give you a little bit of additional leverage to get some of these last pieces off. And you see more of that docent come into view as that memory just gets slammed out. And kind of in your head, you hear a voice go, "Wait! Wait!" And then a new memory replaces it. And there's a voice to your side, and it says, "Brandistock, are you certain of this?" And you nod your head. You can see your vision kind of bob. And you say, "The Lord of Blades knows best. He plans for their invasion. He knows they'll come eventually. That's all they're talking about. If the craftsmen can do it, I'll be fine." And your friend Spearhead says, "But a mission like this, and you shrug and you say, "We all have to do our part, even if some changes must be made." And you walk into a room, and at the edge of your vision, on a table in front of a Warforged who is very he has sort of burnished white plates. It almost looks like they're made of porcelain. And the wood of his construction it's this delicate red. And on the table in front of him, you see this crushed, mangled body of red wood and burnished copper. And then that memory just slams out of your head, and in another place comes another one where you are just stepping through the fog and you're just walking through it. It's just this gray, lifeless fog, and you're just trudging along, and everything that you encounter in this fog is broken. It's all rubble. It's all just shattered, and you know that you lost. You and yours lost. And you get to where this road that you've been on has been kind of going through this little canyon, and ahead of you, you see there's something blocking it. There's a pillar that has fallen, and there's some things on top, and you know that to go back would just take days, and days, and you don't even really remember what you'd go back to. And you look for a way to get past it, and you look down, and you're holding this thing that you've been carrying. It doesn't mean anything. It's just this spear. It's this spear that a couple blades at the end of a stick. Well, it might work for what you need it for. You kind of jam it in some of the stuff and start leveraging with all the muscle that you can muster. You're not an extremely muscly one of your people. You've known that. But you push, and you're able to leverage some of the stuff enough to actually get past it. And just on that last little bit, you push and you push to get this pillar to fall over, and there's just this snapping in your hand as the spear breaks, this 3-tined spear, and you look at it and you're just useless piece of trash, and you throw it aside. And again in your head you hear this, "No, wait, that's mine." And you walk and you walk and you walk, and the fog clears eventually. It clears, and you know that you're on your way. And then that memory just gets slammed out of your head. And you're standing there looking at Delian, as Delian is just letting go of the Brandistock to give it to you. And your hand is just wrapped around it. Your wonderful, light brown wooded, copper burnished hand.
Lumia takes a second to look at his hands and feel the weapon in them, turning it over, and moving it each time to a different extreme of the weapon and like getting to used to it, getting to know it, almost like he knew about it at one point.
Have you ever
It-
used one of those?
Maybe. I need more context. I
And
think.
Dillian, you see him he swings a little bit awkwardly, and then you see him stab, step forward, stab high, stab low, step forward again, stab back with the butt, stab again, back with the butt again, swing it, trip, stab forward. Like it looks like he knows how to use it, but he's unsure of why.
Yeah. It looks like to me you kind of know how to use it.
Feels so as well, but it seems awkward. Maybe for this body. I should ask Dandarin to fix
I-
that.
That's I think we need to get out of here. I think we're starting to lose touch with ourselves because this body.
Oh, it's a thing with Warforged. I could be able to customize my limbs a little bit, within reason, and maintain, myself. But we'll,
Yeah, another
very,
time.
very much saved for another time.
Yeah.
And I doubt
We can
that,
go with many pockets. Yeah.
indeed, many pockets.
All right, so where are the two of you going after this?
I don't
This
know.
was-
Where have we explored?
So you have not explored this area or this area or this area. You
This right
have
here is the
been
room.
here, and everybody else is on the floor below you, going this way.
Oh, I got going the. Cool. Since we've been that way for the most part, let's go there. You want to finish? It looks like you were heading down, so might as well go down.
Yes, I'd rather not be come upon from behind, as it were.
All right, now let's go do this.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause you there, and
Yep.
I'm gonna jump back to the other group. What would you like to do? Everybody seems to be going north, not south.
Well, we were supposed to go north, weren't we?
No, there was no indication that who we were looking for was north. We just know that they're in the west wing on the first floor. So
Well, it sounds like this is as good a place as any. To the north.
Okay. All right. And yeah. So, Dandrin, you come upon a closed door, and you pass by a pair of statues, one of which has been beaten into rubble, and the other one looks like it's taken a couple hits, but it's not like just rubble.
This is really weird, but I'm showing the game is paused on my side.
It is not paused. You'll need to reload.
All right.
Sharut will look
Was
at
that?
the rubble. Sharut will look at the rubble and say,
Sharut thinks someone had bad time with guardian statues before. Took caution. Yes.
Well, it's understandable given what we had experienced previously. That being said,
All right.
Well,
Uh,
I'm gonna set my shield in front of me.
okay.
Then I'm gonna check for traps.
Okay.
Drew, do you want to give me a hand here while I'm looking?
this is it this perception or disabled device?
It's perception.
When I try to unlock
find
it, it'll be the
traps.
set.
So perception, I believe. Sharut will assist.
Does not seem to be trapped.
So really, we should just roll separately and just both make the check. now on.
we really should.
Oh, I need you to assist me with disabling this lock. And by assist me, I mean try if I fuck it up.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be trapped.
All right.
Uh,
I'll check for the lock. I
okay.
guess.
It is locked, and that is not enough to open the lock.
Damn, I didn't get it. Sharut, you want to give it a hand before I go to the old reliable?
Sharut kind of like soft or gently suggests that he move.
Yeah, Sharut, you're able to break some of the ice away from the door and the lock and get it nice and ready to open up.
I'm gonna click the button now.
Click the button.
The button is clicked.
So what you can see looks to be a room with a couple of carpets. There's some bloodstains in here on some of the carpets. There are a number of windows, a curved wall, and a couple of racks where somebody might keep some weapon if they were, on guard duty or needed to arm up.
Does the blood look fresh or is it old from where I'm at?
It looks frozen.
Sharut will whisper.
Careful. Looks like there may have been combat. Unsure if recent.
and he'll step out of the doorway so the tank can go forward.
Ah, Dawson Tonkin.
Mm-hmm. The Dawson Tukin.
Yes. Ooh, Tonkin. So, all right. So you step aside so the Dandelion can go in.
That is correct.
All right. While this is happening, Tercia and Zeract, are either of you doing anything?
Just waiting for that specifically so that I can move forward.
Okay.
Also, same.
Dandelion, it's like I said, it's sort of a almost triangular shaped room, and you're seeing that there's some windows on the west and north, and a set of stairs going up. You guys are on the first floor? Wait.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are on the first floor. There's a set of stairs going up. There's a broken table and some broken chairs over here. And yeah, it looks like it's real old and mostly abandoned.
Right. Say we move promptly.
Okay. Those are they're using the door because that's how windows kind of work here. They're not actually doors, but they let you look out over the city from as much
I would have
as
gone this
a-
way.
from as much as a first floor window will let you do that.
We know.
Are these stairs?
Those are stairs. Yes.
Those are stairs, yeah.
Yeah, and are they the same as every stairs that have been?
But they require a acrobatics roll, most likely.
Denderin,
Well, yes, shut out.
we know target on first floor, not here.
Do
Suggest
you want to check south before going up?
yes.
Because I was trying to get to that big throne room.
Also, probably wise we regroup. We are missing 2 off party.
Wait, we are?
Did you not notice that we're missing Leon and
Been a little focused.
Lumio? But, yeah, well, I understand it. I thought they would have caught up to us. How many times did Lumio fall down?
I mean, a lot.
Really? All right.
A fair amount.
We will check the south.
Okay. So you guys start moving off to the south?
Yep.
Sounds good.
Neither of these statues start moving, right?
Nope. You haven't seen any of those statues start moving.
Until
so
Sharut walks
This
by
one's
and
missing.
Scream out.
There's a door here.
so
You want to check it?
We should.
So yeah, you pass more statues. Otherwise, the hallway, the whole hallway. Like now that you're in here, and Zerak, you're probably the one who's really noticing it. The whole hallway has that sort of scalloped everything on the and yeah,
Wait, how smooth is this? Does it look polished?
yeah, like it's incredibly level.
Okay, so hold on. Zerak is making some connections. And to just kind of draw these out, the room that we came into was basically maintaining itself, and more importantly, was clearly set up for guests. That's like unseen, whatchamacallem, unseen servant style bullshit. There's clearly something here that is trying to take care of this place. And Zerak is well, I should probably ask if I know enough about magic to justify, but I figure unseen servant is like a first level spell, and Zerak has a fair amount of magical knowledge. So if you feel like crying foul on that, then by all means.
No.
let me know.
That's more than fair. Go ahead and give me a knowledge arcana. That is more than fair.
Okay. I wonder if I can do it this way. There we go.
Okay. So Zerak is almost certain that it's not an unseen servant.
Okay.
And the reason is because an unseen servant cast by someone powerful enough could cover a large area, even a castle. You can cast multiples to get multiple servants or whatever. But unseen servants just do. They just work, right? If you have an unseen servant to brush your floor, the broom moves and the floor is brushed. What was happening in there was happening whenever somebody wasn't looking. It was actively avoiding perception, which an unseen servant wouldn't.
Okay. I have enough knowledge to make the leap. Does Zerak have enough knowledge to make the leap to a knowledge nature check?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a knowledge nature check. So you've heard of, especially in colder climes, out near the Frostfell, up north in Stormhome, or the islands beyond, where you're actually entering like the Arctic. Occasionally, these creatures will just sort of move in and adopt a place or a people. And these creatures are they might be called like hearth tenders or fire bringers or anything like that. But the name that Zoract would know them as, being as Zoract is a proper druid, is a domovoi. It's a house spirit concerned with the health, warmth, and well-being of. They are almost always doing this on a voluntary basis. However, you do know that meaner, more violent creatures can and occasionally like coerce this of them. And honestly, this is sort of their purpose. Like Fae all have like a thing they do. So this is what they do. But yeah, that's what Zoract knows.
Okay. With that in mind, like she pauses, kind of digests what's happening, and says, "Okay, I think I know what's going on here. That room is not actually all that problematic. It's, well, in all likelihood, it's a fey creature. You might know them as hearth tenders. They tend to sort of attach to locations, or can be bargained into attachments to locations, and they do much like an unseen servant would, only with more will, more intelligence behind it. So the cooking, actually, this makes a lot more sense. The cooking, the moving around, the sort of inability to be seen, that's all very, very typical for creatures like this, especially the Fae.
From behind you, there's like this, and Forsidna says, "The beer is nice enough, and the bread was good too."
I imagine they're quite capable at what they do, this being sort of their primary domain.
Does the name Hearth Tenders ring any bells for Sharut? For a history check?
Give me a history check, sure.
How's an 18?
Not for anywhere that Sharut is from, because Ketchvalar isn't like in the high mountains. It's in the
Yep.
But yeah, you've heard of the occasional like family in the high mountains having, and they're often two goblins, especially modern goblins. They're probably looked at as pests, because they do things like
Really?
bring light, because they want to keep everybody warm.
Okay.
So like you show up to your house and suddenly the fire's lit, and it's warm and it's bright. And
the
to
hell
goblins
is it
who are
doing
kind of
down here?
to goblins who are kind of accustomed to like darkness, it's not always the best.
Charut thinks strange. Hold up in Goblin Fortress. Prefer
Feasible.
darkness.
Feasible and actually beneficial. Something that we could use to our advantage should we find the survivors. Or should we need to rest in the process of doing so?
For now, stick to objective. Find survivors. Yes.
Yes.
Door trapped. Persia.
I don't know. I'm just gonna try it.
Sharut steps back.
Sure. I mean, it makes sense. Tertia, the door is, if you try the door opens. And what you can see inside the room, it looks to be very similar to the training barracks that you were in with the Death Knight. You see a couple of large carpets that are very blood-stained on the ground. You see that they have a trio of circles on them, and there's sort of like practicing dummies and target butts and weapon racks and all kinds of stuff set up.
Well, gonna have to walk in and see if there's any evidence of the person I'm looking for.
Okay. Yeah, you walk inside, and what you're seeing is what I described. Like it's a training room of some sort. Like this would be where you drill soldiers, where they go to spar, or let off some steam.
Sharut's gonna check out these weapons racks.
But it's
Okay.
otherwise empty, other than items.
Yes, they do look to be otherwise empty. You don't see anything moving around. However, while there are things on the racks, they're not in great condition. It's not like everything on the rack is like, this is all crystal clear and fantastic.
Sharut, I've been moved against my will.
Yep. So you go in and you start moving to the south. Sharut, you move up to the north. Dandern, as you move over there. Can I get the group of you who are where you are right now to give me a will save? This is a save against magic for Danderen. It is also a save against enchantment for the elf.
Can you give me a will save?
No.
Sir, roll for Sidna and Corley.
I got a 14.
Dope. All right. You got a 14. Zorak got a 20. Dope. All right. Tertia, you see, as you're kind of like over here, you see an arrow hit this archery butt, and then you see another one hit it, and another one. Dandarin, this training dummy looks like it's actually taking some blows. Like it's moving as if somebody's actually like fighting with it. Sharut, you see one of these shields get picked up and it hangs in midair. And then one of these swords gets picked up as well and hangs on the other side. And Zarakt, from where you're standing, you can kind of like see this stuff happening, but you also see the bow over here with the quiver that is being loaded and shooting the arrows over here. Tertia, you are shaken. The rest of you are not.
Zorax is just like, well, that's weird.
Huh. This place is weird. Right. I say we leave.
All right.
Not here. They're not here, I should say.
Um,
Jesse, are you all right?
It's perhaps magic.
hold on.
Yeah, no, we should also leave.
I'll put you back where you were. Dandarin, will a 26 trip you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You move to here, and you see this one moving a little bit, like it's kind of like jostling, and then you get swept up off your feet, like you. It literally feels to you like something violently impacted with the back of your calves, and you just go ass over tea kettle, and you end up on your back.
Ugh. I'm going to get up.
Sharut, when you're there, a similar thing happens. But it kind of weakly grazes the back of your thighs, and you keep moving.
Root's gonna step forward
Okay.
and then step back.
Weakly grazes your shins.
Dandarin's going to take out the bardiche and do the thing.
Are you just poking it?
Oh, no.
Oh, you're trying to break it? I need you
for
to
it.
actually say words, man. Like I don't know what the thing means.
If I've been saying words, I said, yeah,
Okay.
We couldn't
trying to
hear
break
you.
it.
Yeah, we didn't hear a damn thing. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Not a dang thing.
Okay. Yeah, you do a big hit into this. I mean, it's made to like take hits, but it's made to take hits by people who are holding back a little bit. You definitely cleave in a good amount. It's not broken, but it won't stand up to that much more. And what you see, actually, I'll let all of you. Corley is getting the fuck out of here because she failed her. I'll let the rest of you roll a perception check to see this.
We won't see it.
Did you say I saw this automatically or no? I need to make the check.
You still got to make the check.
Direct saw it.
That's what,
Okay.
she's kind of there for.
Tertia, Zarakt, and Dandarin. You see little depressions happen here in the carpet right after Dandarin hits the training dummy. Just doot, 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 doot. And then it reaches over, or the depressions kind of go to here, and then the shield lifts in the air, and then the sword lifts in the air, and it starts moving back towards Dandarin.
I'm going to hit the dummy as it's moving back.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, that's enough. You shatter this one. This one's just done. I will exit out. These dummy, it knowing existing.
Rise no XP.
And you still see that.
Sword and shield are coming towards me.
Yeah, the sword and shield are just moving your way.
I'll try and trip it.
Okay. Don't bother rolling. You sweep at it, and there's no form there to trip.
Oh.
And then it reaches out at you, and it will swing at you. Does a 20 hit you?
Nope. Since its weapons are visible, I can see them, so I assume I'm not flat-footed, right?
You are not flat-footed. The weapons are visible, but you don't have your shield out, so that's why I'm asking.
Oh, that's right. I wouldn't.
Yeah, because
I don't have that. I don't have that ability until. No, it's gonna be a couple levels up actually. So yeah, that will hit me actually.
okay. You take 8 damage from a longsword just kind of slicing across you.
Mhm.
And as that's going on, Tertia and Zarakt, Are the two of you doing anything?
Zerect is gonna get out.
Okay.
Yeah, Tercia basically says, "Castle's haunted. Time to leave."
Sounds good. Zeract, can you give me a knowledge arcana check? And Tercia, I'm gonna try to trip you. And Tercia, everybody, can you give me a perception check?
17s all around.
All right. So you saw Dandarin just cleave apart that dummy. Like literally half of it just falls to the ground. And as Tertia walks by and you see her feet get swept out from under her and she goes tumbling, you see half of the dummy lift up and just reconnect to the other half. And then you start to see that seam, that cut that Dandarin made, just kind of meld back together.
No, screw this.
Zeract,
So, yeah.
as everyone starts to leave, you realize this is probably some kind of a haunt.
I see you called it. Castle's haunted. We're leaving.
Yeah.
I don't want to stick around for this. This doesn't feel like a good idea.
Yeah, the sword and shield are still basically right there.
I'm gonna swap over to my shield.
Okay.
Then just walk out.
Sounds good. Tercia and Zeract, what are the two of you doing?
Well, I have to
think
stand
moving
up.
Still.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you stand up and head out?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, this time it'll try to do it when you get right there, and it fails. You get gently grazed across the calves.
Creepy. Don't do that.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Yeah. Zerect is no.
And for
No.
After
and as you all leave, Forsidna goes, all right.
Sharut, think wise decision.
he says to Forsidna, he just moves to the next door.
I do think it's interesting how much of this place is automated or moving on its own, sort of regardless of the method of it. And the Domovoy, the haunt, or whatever was back there, and it is curious.
Pests are one thing, but spirits are another.
Ghosts.
True. We'll check this door for traps.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, Sharut.
You know what? Since you asked so nicely, I'll do just that. How's a 21? Does that sound good?
Looks clear.
Insufficient.
Oh, awesome. All right. He'll
Just scream insufficient and in the stream.
pop open that door.
No. And then that's
Sharut,
it.
you open the door, and ahead of you, you see what looks to be, it looks like some carpets, as well as some rugs, some skinned rugs on the ground. You see some tables and some chairs around them. All the tables, all the chairs are intact. You see no bloodstains on the floor, anything like that. However, can you give me a survival check? And Zeract, since I know that you've been checking for this too, can you give me a survival check?
Yes. Oh, had to happen.
Sounds dope. Sharut, there are places in here, like all along this way, where it looks like the that scalloped look, that sort of this that was going on, is a little fresher than some of the other places that you've seen.
That kind of snow look.
No, it's not. That design is called scalloped.
Oh, scalloped. Shrewd kind of kneels down.
Here, I will show you an image so that you understand.
Please, yes, please.
I will put in the Discord. We'll also show it on the stream so everybody knows what I mean. This is a scalloped design.
Oh,
that's what the
brilliant,
looks like.
brilliant. Okay.
Sort of fish scaled almost.
Sharut, see, scalloped trail
He's gonna whisper the other one.
appears fresh, goes.
Oh, fresh.
Can you tell which direction it goes?
You can tell that it goes into the room, and that's about it. It doesn't touch the carpet where I just clicked, but it's going this.
Goes further into room.
And he'll sneak in.
Okay.
Do the sneaky sneak.
Give me a stealth check.
That is. And Sharut disappears into the darkness.
Is there? Well, okay. So hold on. This is actually worth considering. Is the room actually dark?
The room is actually dark.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
Um,
the only light in the room right now is this beam of light that goes this way. That's coming from where Tercia's lamp is shining through the door. That's the only light now.
Yeah. Because if we walk in there, your stealth means nothing.
Pretty much, yeah. Like a rogue can't scout ahead 4 feet from the party. Like, scouting ahead requires scouting ahead.
Can Sharut follow the trail?
So it's you can give me a survival check again. It's not like a clear trail.
Oof.
Yeah, so
rough.
the fresh part looks like it happened here, but then it looks like it's kind of all over this area. You do see sort of a line, like what you can make out with that roll is you see a line where it's like not below this. See this square right here? It's not below that. It's above this. But that's
So
it.
it went in this direction.
Kind
from
of,
what I can tell.
But it's also like once you go in and you look at the ground, you can see that like this actually looks a little bit fresher. So does this. So it's
Okay, well.
yeah. Like you got an 11. That's what you got. You lost the trail.
Yeah. Being paranoid, he's gonna check the ceiling first, see if he sees anything out of the ordinary, because he has no idea what he's dealing with.
I just realized that I could roll your guys' attacks by clicking on your picture. Thanks.
Nice.
Nice.
Way to go, Tercy.
Yeah. Check the ceiling first.
Okay.
As Dandrin enters the room. Oh, come on. Ah.
And now the room is light, and you are light.
And now
things are
Sharut
light.
is
Oh,
Is
sorry.
Well, seen now. So, after you two.
And Frisinda kind of taps Corley and whispers something to her, and Corley laughs a little. All right.
This one's closed. All the other ones look open.
Or break it down. Only
With-
way to be sure.
Yeah, so as you're going in, they all look open, and what you're seeing as you're passing them, Sharut and Tercia and Dandrin, these look similar to the rooms that you saw before, but what you're seeing instead of instead of 2 beds per room is 5 bunk beds per room, and usually 3 chests or 3 trunks, I should say. But they have that same level of like sort of repair that you've seen before.
I'm going to check this door.
Okay. What are you checking for?
I'm going to see if it's trapped.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll. You're pretty sure that it's trapped. There's a snare of some sort on it.
Right. Oh, Sharut, in case I fail this, be ready. I will attempt to disable it.
Okay. All right. What it looks like is that there's something that if you were able to open the door would have probably cut you, and it looks like that whatever that was real close to the door, and you're sort of able to slide a boot knife in there and go up and like saw that so that it won't happen.
Great. Now, check the door.
Okay. So the door does not appear to be locked when you try it. However, when you do try to open it, does feel like it's blocked. So it opens, but it opens about like 2 cracks. It opens a crack that's about 2 inches wide.
Right. Does it feel like... Oh, obviously, it's not like barricade. Does it feel like it's like wedged, like the top gives more than the bottom or something?
So basically what happens is you open the door and it just barely budges, and when you put a little bit more muscle into it, you get a little bit more. Somebody has at least attempted to barricade this. Like there's stuff,
so it's just like
stuff
they pack...
in front of the door is what you're
Okay,
you're
that's
picking up.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Okay.
Didn't know if Delian had beaten us here and had decided to wedge the door.
That old Delian trick.
I will gradually. I'll motion everyone forward so that we're not totally spaced out here.
You want everybody to get out of lightning bolt formation and into fireball formation. I understand.
Correct. I'm going to assume it's going to open with lightning bolt.
Silly question. What were the hinges on the door?
Inside.
Yeah, on the other side, intelligently. And then once everyone's kind of closer, I'll like give it more.
Okay. Give me a strength
Slowly
check.
work my way in.
Okay. I'm going to roll an attack roll against your flat-footed, no shielded AC.
This is really as good as it gets for you against Eric.
Yeah, it's really about as good as it gets, and I don't think I'm going to hit. Eric, as you open the door a little bit more, you open it to about there. An arrow comes whistling in, pings off your pauldron, and then basically it like pings off your pauldron, and then like Corley moves her head as it goes sailing past her.
Can I see who shot at me?
Yeah, one sec. You see, I added her. I made a thing. I'm gonna find out that I didn't make a thing. There we go. I made a thing.
And so he didn't make a thing.
And thus no thing was made.
Let it be recorded
know,
in the
What
records.
you are able to see is a half-orc woman wearing pretty tight leathers, along with a little bit of chain. Looks to have a couple of pretty bad wounds on her, and also looks to be reloading that bow.
What's the name of the person?
Geralt. You also see she. I actually have a little image. I will show you. She looks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's essentially crouched right here, and there are all the furniture in this room has been moved to make like a series of barricades, and
It's making it as difficult as possible.
it is making it as difficult as possible to get to her.
So, Geralt, is what you said?
Yeah.
So I'll pull my shield out because I see the bow's being reloaded. Take it, you're Geralt. I'll say in just common.
And you see that the reloading of the bow doesn't stop. In fact, like you can't really tell, but that arrow looks real shiny. You can't tell if it's shining in any particular color because there's not much light, but it looks real shiny.
For God's sakes.
And she like starts pulling it back, and she goes, "Not good enough. They talk like us. Prove it."
Oh no, there's zombies.
Zerect will pop around the corner and
Whites.
you helped me with a boar meat delivery some weeks ago.
Also, Tercy is with us. Also
Oh.
met what was his name?
I mean,
Slappy.
Hey,
Papa?
Tertia and
Rude.
Slapper they could probably get, but that boar meat delivery never came near this place. I'd say that's the definitive fact.
Well,
Oh, for God's sakes.
I'm just saying, if there was something that
I-
was impersonating people, they'd have to go
Well, I
quite
understand. That's obscure. I understand. I get it. I
you
get
two
it. But I
bicker
didn't
any
know about
louder,
your
and you're
board.
gonna wake up the whole damn castle. Shut up.
You've been killing the whole damn castle.
Then you haven't woken up the whole damn castle yet.
Oh, we did wake up the room adjacent to you to the north, though. Fucking haunted.
Yeah, had a nice
Also,
couple of arrows though, and she starts like she uses her longbow to kind of push herself up.
We have a healer with us. You look injured. A Sharut.
I am.
Ah,
Help me move some of this stuff out of the way, and
Of course. And I'll start moving stuff out of the way.
she helps, but honestly, if you're gonna do it, she'll let you. And then
Yeah, no, she's hurt. She can take a rest.
yeah, and then next week
Root helps
the group
Standard
of you
with
can talk to Geralt. So
Hey, Sharut, I told you that we could make it in time.
thanks
Hey, one of
everybody.
them's alive.
Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you all next week. Bye bye.
We
Bye.
did it. We saved somebody.
Oh, he's
Bye-bye.
shut it off already.
We did it. We were
Doesn't
heroes
matter.
for the first time. We did it.
It only took 27 sessions.
We did it.
Just this once, we saved
There's a
someone.
first time for everything, and this was ours. Hooray!